of architecture because we don't have money anymore.
Right, here's the thing.
Which was the last building? You
God, he's still
recognize
going.
those buildings. Okay, they have tall doors because the Tartarian or whatever you call them, okay, they were giants.
Sorry, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah, the Tartarian, apparently they were giant, like 9 feet tall giants.
Oh.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what the M5 incident nearly did to the NCC 1709 USS Lexington. What, you're not as much as a nerd as I am? Oh, well, I'll probably have to explain what that was all about then. Not long after the, towards the end of the original series of Star Trek, there was an episode with the USS Lexington, a fellow Constitution class ship, that they tried to replace the crew with AI. It was called the M5 incident. It went horribly, horribly wrong, and nearly killed a bunch of people. However, a year later, the ship has been refitted, and to see the continued journeys of the USS Lexington, NCC 1709, please tune in on Friday to see the first episode of Star Trek Lexington, ran by the amazing Dapper Dino over on the Top Hats Off channel. This is a Star Trek First Edition real play, where I will be playing third in command of the ship, the Lieutenant Commander Terran Shelby, a half-human, half-Tellarite, with cybernetic enhancements that allows him to live because those DNAs aren't compatible. This is a very, very nerdy stream. However, I don't want you to watch it on my channel, even though I will be streaming it on my channel. The idea of streaming it on my channel is an advert for the series, which will be played on Top Hats Off channel. If my mods would be good enough to put links to the channel and to the first episode, I am extremely excited to be taking part in this amazing series ran by Dapper Dino. Anyway, enough of me being a total nerd. Today, we are having round 2 of my debate with Joe Eftupworld. Today is going to be moderated by MC Toon. Before we get started, I would just like to reiterate what I said at the conclusion of the last interaction that Joe and I had. I wanted to extend my apologies to Joe and to you, my audience, for the way that I acted. As a lot of you know, I'm undergoing extreme mental health problems due to chronic pain and severe lack of sleep. And it came out and I let it out on Joe, which was not fair. I was rude, I was unfairly argumentative, and frankly I said some things that were wrong. Today I hope to correct not only my attitude, but the errors in the way that I was explaining things. And I hope as my audience and Joe as my opponent, you all accept my apology. For the rest of the show, I will be handing over to the person who is moderating for today, which is the amazing, the wonderful, the looks a bit weird, MC Toon.
I thought you were going to introduce somebody else. I see you. You also got some secondhand nose tape, like I did, from Brian Leakey.
Yeah, I don't know why he gave it out. We had to wear it. I'm not sure why.
Joe's got some too. In case you missed it, Brian Leakey was just on Will Duffy's channel, and he had nose tape, and both Craig and I got secondhand nose tape from him.
I don't know.
Yeah, the nose tape was because I punched you both in the nose. That's why.
You think you
All
could
right,
land a
I'm
punch
feeling
on me?
better.
Hilarious.
I'm feeling better. All right, I think I'll make it.
So yeah, I'm excited, Toon. I had a word with Elon, and I was like, dude, you are fucking up my streams. Right? I gave him a couple of slaps. I was like, if you don't give me any more bandwidth, then I'm just going to take out all the satellites. So he has agreed to give me some extra bandwidth for my stream. So hopefully there's going to be no buffering.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you gonna take out his satellites by holding up a lantern that's green and then saying some magic words that, and then say, "Oops, I dropped the
magic.
I dropped the lantern. Now I'm powerless."
They're not mad. Only the Red Lantern Corps they've got some kind of blood magic. You don't know what you're talking about.
I do. I don't. I definitely don't. I've not watched or read, or I have nothing to know about Green Lantern. So, anyway, and thank you for introducing me as the moderator for this. I think Joe wanted to talk to me about this too, so I don't know exactly how it'll go, but I'm here mostly to keep you in check, Craig. So you know.
Craig, don't be a spaz this time.
All right, Joe.
Yes.
I suppose as the moderator, I should introduce Joe. Joe and I go way back. We go way back to a Greek diner up in the northern part of the Minneapolis area where we met and had a nice Greek, had some gyros, and he lent me his P1000 camera for over 2 years, wasn't it?
That's a good starting point, isn't it?
P1000.
All right. So, but introduce yourself.
I'm Joe.
I mean, they know you, right?
It's not hard.
Last week. Yeah.
Toon. That's actually a good place to kind of start because we met up, and actually I was going to buy you lunch, and then you actually ended up buying me lunch, but I borrowed you the camera with a challenge. And you remember the challenge. That the challenge actually is specifically having to do with this conversation that we're having right now. And that was, I think, over 2 years ago, wasn't it? Probably. Yep. So in that, I challenged you to take the camera and point it to the north and do that star trail feature and then do the same thing from the same place and point it south and do the star trail feature and to upload them to your channel or share them or whatever. And I never saw that, which is fine. So I did that just recently. I pointed at, there's only one point that I'm trying to make with all of you guys. And it has to do with what Craig and Professor Dave had said about the rotation, the counterclockwise and the clockwise rotation, and then the northern and southern hemisphere or whatever. I was basically my point with Craig, and I think maybe Craig understands the thing that I was saying now, maybe with more clarity. I don't know. Because Craig, did you watch a couple of the videos that I made? I was trying to just put a little info to try to help.
It's very hard to watch your videos, but yeah, it's irrelevant anyway.
Okay, but either way, I was basically, I'm trying to explain that the rotation, I mean the clockwise or counterclockwise rotation that we see from anywhere is it's directly relative to the direction that you're facing, and it doesn't matter necessarily where you're standing.
Okay.
It's the direction that you're looking. Hold on, Craig. I'm not done yet.
Oh no, I was just okay. I was just listening. Sorry, I wasn't interrupting.
I did notice that I want to comment on our last debate. I'm not going to say I wasn't interrupting you. I have a cat that's going to fall on the computer. So easy. Sorry.
My dog recently nearly destroyed my entire computer, so I understand what you mean.
I think I saw a picture of your dog, didn't I? Did you put one on a post one time?
Commander Riker, yeah.
Or was that a cat?
Well, we've got cats and dogs.
Okay. Anyway, I think, Craig, I accept your apology. By the way, I just wanted to talk to you for a second. There's no hard feelings, and there never will be. I don't think because this is just a debate, and although people get worked up and we get passionate and maybe even out of control, I think that by the time, like, look at us now, we're still wanting to have a conversation, right? So to me that as long as we should be able to just remain very calm and listening to what the other people are saying. So do you guys want me to show you specifically what because I could play the part of the video where it was like Simon Dan's video recently where Craig, you were on the video and you showing about the rotation of the stars. Is that a good place to kind of talk about this, or what are you guys thinking?
Whatever you like. If I could just respond to one of the things you said. You said that wherever you are on Earth, that whether you can see the stars clockwise or counterclockwise is based on which way you are facing. That's just not true. If you are at the North Pole, there is no direction that you could ever face that the stars would rotate counterclockwise around anything. You could not see any stars anywhere if you were at the North Pole that were rotating any other direction than counterclockwise. Vice versa, if you were at the South Pole,
correct,
you could not see any stars that were doing anything other than clockwise. Therefore,
correct,
whether you are able to see stars changing direction is based on your position on Earth. I say that because the only way that you will be able to turn around and see stars doing something different is if you are in a different place to the North or South Poles. Of course, I did say that I was going to correct a couple of things that I said, and I said that because I wasn't explaining things very well, and I said that no matter where you are in the north, the stars are rotating around Polaris, which obviously is wrong, because once you move away from the North or South Pole, you will obviously be able to see a tangent towards the other side of the Earth, where the stars that you would be seeing from those points. So as long as you are not standing at the North or South Pole, then you can turn around and see stars doing the other thing. But the point that I was always trying to make, and the point that Dave was trying to make, is that the stars that rotate around Polaris, or appear to rotate around Polaris, will never, ever rotate anything other than counterclockwise. And the stars that appear to rotate around the southern point of rotation will never do anything other than rotate clockwise. That is our position. And anything else was a misunderstanding on other people's parts and my inability to explain things properly due to the way I was last time.
Can I ask a question? Just so we can kind of, because I think there's parts of what you just said, I totally agree with pretty much a lot of what you just said, but I feel as though there's a slight detail being left out, not purposefully, but if I say that the terms clockwise and counterclockwise are relative to an observer, what I mean by that is that if there's let's see here, I can actually read it. You guys won't be able to see it, but I'll find it here. Clockwise is relative to the observer because you're looking at like a rotational. Let me find this here. Sorry, guys. The terms, I'm just reading from Wikipedia. The terms clockwise and counterclockwise can only be applied to a rotational motion once a side of the rotational plane is specified from which the rotation is observed. So it's like you have to pick where you're going to look at it from, and how that applies to the sky is, let me get back to the page here. Oh, what did I do? I did something wrong. Sorry, guys. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. I don't know if I'm on there now. Am I? You guys see me?
I'm sorry. Could you say what you just said in another way? Because that frankly was quite a lot of word salad to explain the point. Do you think you could articulate it in a better way? Because I really don't understand what you're on about there, and I don't understand where I didn't say anything that would relate.
Well, I didn't really get to that yet. So with clockwise, okay, actually, if I ask you this question, it'll maybe answer for what I'm trying to get at. If you are if you're seeing the Southern Cross or whatever, and you're seeing the stars going clockwise around that, there's only one direction that you can face to see that. Do you agree?
No, you could face. Well, if you were on the South Pole, you could face any direction, and you would still see that.
Okay.
If you move away from the South Pole, the more you look north, the less you will see the southern rotation. But
okay.
the only way that happens is if you move away from your position on Earth. I would appreciate if you let me finish my sentence before interrupting me. Thank you.
I'm sorry that I jumped on you.
Don't make me interrupt you, Joe.
Mike, you still got it coming, buddy. You just wait. I'm just kidding. So Craig, like as if you were at the South Pole and you started backing up, towards the equator, once you get to the equator, it would be like that image we were looking at. It would be kind of even on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Where you have basically you'd see Polaris near the horizon, and then you'd see the center of the southern celestial axis near the horizon too. Now, if you want to look at Polaris, you must face north. If you want to look at the Southern Cross, you must face south.
If you want to direct,
hold on. No matter where you are, so let's just say we're looking north at Polaris from the equator. It's on the horizon, and let's say if we turn around, just hypothetically, if we turn around, we can see the Southern Cross, right, or almost, yes, or whatever. We can see the center. And so now let's face back north again, and let's go 200 miles, or let's go 300 miles or 500 miles or something towards the north. Now, when we turn around, we won't be able to see the center we won't be able to see the axis, but we will be able to see the stars that are right around it. And as
Sorry,
we
what do you mean
keep
axis?
backing up,
I think you mean rotational point, not axis.
There's 2 points along one axis.
Yeah. So what you see is the rotational point. You don't see the axis. The axis is the alignment of the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, you seem to be conflating the two terms, axis and rotational point.
Yeah, I think axis is like the imaginary line from that connects the two centers of rotation.
Yeah, so the Earth and the sky all have one axis of rotation. However, from our perspective on Earth, the sky has 2 points of rotation.
Yeah, there's the way I see it, there's a celestial axis, or there's a celestial sphere. We could picture it like that.
Yes.
And it is rotating around the Earth, and it is rotating around Polaris, and that rotation is continuous all the way as far as we can see to the south. And as you go to the south, so the stars are all doing one motion. And Craig, I know that you had worded it that there were 2 motions of the stars, but there's really not, especially on the globe model. Okay.
No,
if you're on a globe with one axis of rotation, like maybe I'm using the words wrong, but if you're on a sphere that's spinning, if you're on a sphere that's rotating once per day, right, then the stars are going to rotate once per day. They're not going to split. They're not going to switch directions. And that's why I'm trying to explain that it's a relative term.
But what you're saying is wrong. You're saying that there is one point of rotation.
Yeah, Craig, you jumped in.
Sorry, I thought before you'd finished.
You were getting long, Joe, so try to wrap it.
So, okay, and I apologize. But, Craig, you can only see something clockwise or counterclockwise from one side of a, like, if you're looking at something rotating, like whether it be a Ferris wheel or the
Can you
steering
stick
wheel
to
of your
one point,
car,
if that's
or
okay? I'm struggling. I want to respond, but the problem is you have now said about 10 different things, Joe. That's
No, I
why I
haven't.
tried to respond. You have.
I haven't said 10.
You've jumped around.
Okay, let's go
several
through
different
them.
points
Hold on.
here.
All right.
Let's go through them.
I would like
What
to
did I
respond,
say
but
that-
you've
My
spoken for
camera's
so
coming
long.
on.
Joe,
Hold
you've
on.
spoken for so long and said so
All
many
right.
different
I
things.
used my
that I would
power
like
of
to
mute
be
on you,
able-
Craig.
Sorry.
All right. Joe, you went long. So try to be a little more succinct. All right. Because, you know, you don't want to have this monologue that you need to respond to, right? And Craig, you don't want to have to take notes just to get your point through. So all right, hold on. Nobody heard you yet. So I'll let you talk. Just make it like a minute. Okay. You can unmute. It's not, I don't think it's limited.
Okay. Nope, I get it. I'm sorry for jumping in, and I'm sorry for taking too long. Let's do this. Let's talk about what Craig had just mentioned, that I was saying some conflicting things, and I would like him to maybe let's clarify some of those.
Yeah, so you're wrong when you say the sky rotates one way. It doesn't. There are two distinct rotation points of the sky. That is the consequence of the globe rotating on one axis. From our perspective on the Earth, there are 2 points of rotation of the sky because the Earth is rotating around one axis. You keep saying that there's only one axis of rotation of the sky. You are conflating the terms point of rotation and axis of rotation. The point of rotation is at the end of the two axes. The end of the one axis, sorry. So you imagine the line through the middle of the Earth. That is the one axis. That line, yes, if you imagine it going through an imaginary sphere, will touch 2 points at either side of that sphere. That means that there are 2 points of rotation, not one. You are wrong completely when you say there is 1 point of rotation.
Okay, Craig, 1 point of rotation. I think the words that we're using are maybe not the choicest words. Let's do this. Let's say, because we could, if we're going to call like where the area right near Polaris, I would call it the celestial axis in the north.
Well, that's wrong. That's not what it is.
Axis in the south.
But again, there's one axis. There's just one axis.
They're the same.
Just one. Okay, but now again, that axis, that line, touches 2 points. Do you agree with that?
Yes, and all the stars go around that line.
Okay, now that line that is touching 2 points, from the perspective on Earth, there will be 2 points of rotation. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, there's one in the north and there's one in the south.
And they are different points of rotation. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Because
there's one in the north and one in the south.
Hold on, because the Earth is rotating in one direction inside the celestial sphere, that means that the sky has 2 rotation points. Do you agree?
Yes, Craig, you're not even making a point. Let me respond now that you've said no. You're asked questions that your questions don't quite cover the every base of what needs to be covered.
But they do. That's my entire point, Joe. If anything else is a straw man of what I am claiming.
No, you are claiming that when I look south from my house, that I'm not seeing the stars going the same direction that they're going around Polaris behind me.
They aren't. They are going a different clockwise direction.
Okay, so that's why you need to learn what clockwise and counterclockwise, that they're relative to the observer. You have to be looking from somewhere to see that, is what I'm saying. Do you get that?
And no matter where you are on Earth, the stars that go around Polaris will go counterclockwise. The stars that go around the southern point will go clockwise. Therefore,
because
when you are at your house looking south, you will see some of the stars that are rotating around the southern point.
All right, now you admit that. Good. I'm glad
that is exactly what I have been saying this entire conversation.
No, the last first debate or whatever.
Yes, and I corrected myself. Did you not listen to any of the things that I have said in this conversation, Joe? I said, here is where I was wrong, and here is where I have corrected myself. What would be very handy in this
I
conversation
can't handle
is
his
if you
voice
started
anymore, Mike.
listening,
I'm not kidding.
please.
All right.
Not kidding.
Okay, give her a chance, Craig.
Craig is, you guys always talk about the Dunning-Kruger, right?
Which you are
Now,
suffering from
I'm not
greatly
trying
right
to
now.
insult. I'm talking to Mike for a second, Craig. So you can listen in.
No,
you guys always talk
don't
about the
worry.
Dunning-Kruger, and my understanding of that is where someone feels like they have like quite advanced knowledge about something, and really they haven't quite learned really anything about certain aspects of it or whatever. Is that kind of the right idea?
Yeah, thinking that you're an expert when you're not.
Yeah, and this is why, Craig, it's not whether I'm smart or you're smart. This is not what this is about. This conversation is so that we can learn more accurately and more precisely some things. Michael Toon had said in a text about me misrepresenting the geometry or something, and that showed me that you didn't quite understand what the sky is doing.
I think misunderstand, not misrepresent.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean misrepresent.
I do understand what the sky is doing. I have explained to you exactly what the sky is doing. If you can point out anything that I have said that is wrong, I would very much appreciate it. Are you able to point out anything that I have said that is wrong?
Yes, you said one of the best flat or debunks of flat Earth is this one simple fact.
That is an absolutely brilliant debunk of flat Earth. Yes,
Greg, let him finish.
Sorry, I was just agreeing with him. Yeah.
And this is what Professor Dave said. And if you guys, I did make like a 5 or 6 minute video, I think. I don't know if either of you guys caught that, but in that video, I explained very clearly. Is it possible, if it's a short video, that we could watch it? Possibly?
Well, no, just articulate it in your words. That's much better.
Well, it's the whole thing that we're talking about, and the importance of.
How long is the video?
I'm not sure. I think it's called the best debunk of flat. I can find it. Would I have to share screen or
your video?
Yeah, I just uploaded it yesterday.
Okay, well,
okay,
how long is it? If you know how long,
before
you just did it yesterday, you should know.
Yeah. Before we do that, I'll explain why it is an absolutely amazing debunk of the flat Earth, because there is absolutely zero explanation for having 2 points of rotation in the sky if the Earth is flat. Simple as that.
Well, not really. If you understand it the way that you are understanding it, you're mixing up the idea of counterclockwise and clockwise. Thinking
no, I'm really not mixing up anything. I have explained it to you very succinctly.
So, Craig, are the stars in the north rising in the east and setting in the west? And
the stars in the north are rotating counterclockwise around Polaris.
Hold on. Did I ask you that?
Hold on, Joe.
Okay.
Astronomers assign east and west to the rotation of both of the poles, but it's not very precise, because if this is the something rotating, something on this side of it, right here's the center, something here will go this direction.
Yes.
At the same time as something here goes this direction.
Yes.
So which one is east and which is west? You have to arbitrarily pick one side or the other to declare east or west, right? The other side isn't going east. The other side's going west right? So
no. That's not actually. That's wrong. What you just said is wrong, Toon.
When you are, hold on.
In the whole world, they rise in the east. Everywhere you go, I don't understand why you would say
because if you're looking at a star that does not ever rise or set, right? So in Minneapolis area, we're at 45 degrees north. The stars that are 45 degrees from the center of rotation never set. Right? For us, we never see any of the stars of the Big Dipper set.
You're saying because they're circumpolar, they do a circle in the sky.
Well, everything's circumpolar, but it's above the horizon.
That's what circumpolar is, because you can see it's above the horizon all the time. So, like if you're looking at star trails, the full circles, and in that's circumpolar, and then the ones that are beyond that are not.
But in reality, like Orion's belt is circumpolar, but it sets for us. But yeah,
nothing circumpolar ever sets. Tune.
Let me finish the sentence.
Well, why are you saying stuff that's not even true?
Let me finish the damn sentence, Joe.
Okay.
But that's where you jumped in. I said, but there's a common parlance associated with it that if they do set at your location, then they're not part of the definition of circumpolar. So the broad sense of circumpolar, everything is circling a pole.
Yes.
But the definition of circumpolar that we're using here says it's always above the horizon. So
yes.
Yeah, so a star is circumpolar for you if from your
there's
position.
A reason though.
All
right, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish this. The stars of the Big Dipper at one part of the day are going east, and at one part of the day are going west. But they are given a designation saying they're going like just one way. But if you look at the stars that are above the north celestial pole at night, and 5 degrees above, and the stars 5 degrees below, they're going opposite directions of each other. Because one of them is going east, one of them is going west. So how do you say which way they're going? Well, those
aren't rising and setting. They're circumpolar.
I know. But astronomers still assign east or west to this rotating thing, even though part of the time the star is going east and part of the time the star is going west.
You're talking about two different things, unfortunately. If you're talking about a circumpolar star, that's a star that on its course it never goes below the horizon. So like if you took star trails and you look at that,
we already defined it. We're in agreement on that.
Okay, but they don't. You did say before I cut you off. You did say something about them setting, and they don't set. The ones that are setting are rising in the east, setting in the west. That and then the other ones
that are setting,
circumpolar.
yes.
They're circumpolar, like the ones above. So, do you guys understand why that's significant?
No one's disagreeing with the fact that the stars that do set and rise go east to west. No one is disagreeing with that. No one has ever disagreed with that. But the point is, Joe, and I don't know why you are being so argumentative about this very simple fact that the sky has 2 points of rotation. That is a fact.
Craig,
if you deny that fact, you are simply being ignorant.
You're making no point, Craig.
I am making that is my entire point. My entire point is there are 2 points of rotation, and there is no point ever.
Settle down. That's like the 7th time.
I'm in the middle of talking. I'm literally in the middle of talking, though, Joe. Can I finish what I'm saying before you jump in?
You're going to say it again, and then you're going to say it again.
Joe, I have allowed you to talk so much without interrupting. Can I please get a few sentences out without you jumping in? Because right now you are being
extremely... Don't say anything about 2 points of rotation.
I will say what I want. You are being extremely rude. I have been very calm and composed so far with this.
Craig is
you are being extremely rude. You need to listen to the things that people are saying. The fact is, Joe...
You need to listen as well,
Joe, can I please get a sentence out without you interrupting?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
You are being extremely rude. I apologized to you for last time, and now you will be the one that needs to apologize because you have been incredibly rude so far.
Move on, Craig.
Okay, so Joe... My point is, and always has been, that there are 2 points of rotation in the sky. One goes clockwise, one goes counterclockwise. There is never any time where that will change. Simple as that. Do you disagree with that fact?
All right, Joe. Go ahead, John.
You have repeated that fact that I agree with, Craig.
Well, there we go then.
But there is... Stop.
Okay, so I think the challenge now is how does that work with a dome over flatness?
I didn't get to really say anything. Okay, Professor Dave said that it's the rotation, the counterclockwise or the clockwise rotation, and Craig said this too, word for word. Why do you see opposite rotation depending on where you're standing? That's a false statement. It is a true statement in that you will see, like if you're in way far in the south or way far in the north or wherever you are, you will see whatever you can see from those points. You get what I'm saying? That
Are you
all the
making
stars.
a distinction between the direction you're facing and the position you're at? Right.
Here's
Is that
the
what you're saying?
clearest. Here's the clearest way I can say it, and this will sum it up. And I hope you guys can grasp what I'm saying, because it's not about 2 rotation points or any of the things Craig's saying. Because
It
you're
is.
just
That is
repeating
what it's
to
about.
sound smart. Stop, Craig. No, it's not. Listen.
It is. That is what it's about.
No, listen.
Craig,
Dave
Craig.
said.
Come on.
Dave said, and Craig backed it up, and Simon and Dan backed it up. Dave said that the rotation of the stars is relative to where you are standing, and that is not true.
That is
Hold
true,
on,
and
let
I
me
proved
finish.
that
Let
it was
me
true.
Stop. Let me finish.
Well, I would
not
like to respond
finished
to that,
my
though, before you bring up any other points.
No, you're not responding to it, Craig.
Hold on,
Listen.
I think
No, I
he's
will
got
respond
one
to
more
that.
Craig's
sentence.
missing the point.
Craig, hold on.
Stop.
I think he has one more sentence.
I'm
Give
literally
one more
gone if
sentence,
you guys
Joe.
say yes.
Well, you can do it.
It is relative. The rotation of whether you see counterclockwise or clockwise is relative to the direction you are facing, period. That's the only point I'm trying to make, Craig. So all the other stuff you need to stop with.
Okay, that's
It's
incorrect,
boring.
though.
Okay.
What's that?
Craig.
Yeah, it's incorrect because there is nowhere you can stand on the North Pole. No matter which direction you face, you will see anything other than the stars rotating counterclockwise.
places.
Therefore, it is dependent
places.
on your position on Earth.
North and South Pole. That's the only 2 places.
Right, so
that
do you
matters.
agree then that it is dependent on your position? You
In those 2 places.
Yeah, so therefore, it is dependent
Everywhere
on your
else-
position on Earth.
Correct.
Therefore,
else is
it is
relative to
dependent.
where you're
Hold on,
facing.
let me finish my sentence, please. Therefore, it is dependent on your position on Earth whether you will be able to see counterclockwise or clockwise rotation. And I will define that because you will never see clockwise rotation at the North Pole, and you will never see counterclockwise rotation at the South Pole. Therefore,
How do you face
it is
north at the
dependent
North
on
Pole?
your position. I was very nearly finished, Joe. Hold on. Therefore,
Yeah,
it is dependent on your position on Earth.
You're wrong. Wrong. Greg,
Tell me
how do
what
you
I said
face
that was
south
wrong there,
when you're
Joe.
at the
Tell me
South
exactly
Pole?
what I
How
said
do you
that's
face
wrong.
south?
Can I summarize? Can I summarize
How do you
here?
face south at the South Pole?
Hold on. I'm gonna. All right, both of you. At the North Pole, you can only face south. So you've got the 2 points. You've got the exception points, North Pole, South Pole. I think it's a little more to the point. Maybe if you only talk about the outside of the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle, that might be a little more relevant, right? Because those exceptions are exceptions. It's corner cases. So
Yeah.
So I think though, and I think Joe is saying it's not just about the location. I think it's about the location and direction.
Yeah, which I've agreed.
And Craig,
Yeah.
and Craig, I think you wanted to make a point that there are exceptions, which, yep, and it's not really pertinent to the point here that if you are in Australia, you look south, you see a single point of rotation south,
Yeah.
and if you're in England, you look north, you see a single point of rotation north. You can't see in opposite spots. You can't see the point of rotation simultaneously or at all if you're in the wrong spot. But the
Which
direction you
means
see,
that it's
and so
relative,
to
right?
Joe, hold on, I'm almost done, Craig. I'm letting it. I think Joe's still here. Yeah, okay. He just turned off his camera. Joe's saying in the north, you can look south and see part of that center of rotation, part of the rotation. Okay,
I
okay.
agree. Yeah. Which
who
is
should-
why
who should-
I make the statement that it is
Go ahead, Craig.
based on your position on Earth, what you can see. Now, once you are on a certain position on Earth, then you have to turn around to see different things. But that cannot happen without the prerequisite of being in a different position on Earth. Therefore, my statement of you have to be in a different position to see the stars do a different thing is completely correct. And Dave's point was always that the stars that rotate around Polaris go one way and the ones that go around the southern point go the other way. That's why when he was saying these things, he had a diagram up with that representing. Now, Dave is
All right,
a very, very
wrap
smart
up.
person. I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to clarify why he had that. Dave is a very smart person, and he was of the assumption that the people that were watching would understand that very basic point that he was making because the diagram was right there next to him. It's not my fault, Joe, that you can't put those two things together.
Dave was wrong when he said that it's relative. Basically, I'm paraphrasing what he said because he said just depending on where you're standing. And
No, he didn't.
Craig, yes, he exactly said that.
No, he never said the word
why
just,
do you see,
not once.
Hold on, Craig.
He said it in your video, Craig, on Simon Dan's channel. He word for word, this is what he said. Why do the stars rotate in opposite directions just depending on where you're standing? That's word for word. You can look it up. The reason why that's important. Can I just say why that's important?
I have a clarifying question.
He didn't say the word just. He's lying.
He did. I'll play it for you.
It's
whatever.
Okay. It's okay.
It's in my video too. And if we could watch my video, it would explain why the relative terms are
Answer
important.
how long is the video? Right.
Well, it's 9 minutes, but we don't have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, we don't want the 9 minutes.
Look, let's watch the beginning of it where Craig and Dave say what
let me ask a clarifying question here a little bit. I don't know the words exactly that he said, and maybe we can get some clarity on that by watching it. But do you think it's possible that, considering that the audience that he's writing it for, he's not speaking in super technical terms, and that when he says the position you're viewing it from, there's an implication of looking toward the pole, right? So that if you're in the north, the implication is that you're looking north, and in the south, the implication is that you're looking south. Could you grant that, Joe?
Oh, of course. But
That's the point.
When he said just depending on where you're standing, to me, it shows that he's in error right there.
No, but you said it's you accept that he could mean that it implies that you're looking a certain direction too.
Yeah, because everyone that watched that understood what he meant, apart from you,
but
apparently.
It's not very precise.
But again,
you're right.
But again, he doesn't need to use exactly precise location. In fact, he only had a limited amount of time to speak, so he was probably being, using brevity for a particular reason. He had the assumption that people knew what he was speaking about, which is why there was a diagram next to him illustrating the things that he was saying. The problem is, Joe, that you are focusing just on the words and not the entire concept and the image of everything at the same time.
No, I'm not.
Well, you are. You can't deny that. That's a fact.
How much of that video, Joe, is
right at the beginning is where Craig and Dave are, and that's really all we have to watch because what Dave said is not true.
Just play it. Just do that.
Okay. You know what? I don't even know how to do it. I don't know.
There's a share screen button.
There's a thing that says share right in the
share,
middle
and I'm trying to figure out what to share.
And then you can share a window or share your whole desktop if you want.
Let's try.
Pick a window.
Okay, I have a window to talk about equatorial mounts, but I'm looking for. Okay, I think I get the window here.
Joe, for the remainder of this debate, do you think you could not interrupt and let other people talk? That would be fantastic.
Craig?
Yeah, let's both do that. How about
people in stone houses should. People in stone houses should.
Well, I've made a great effort to be quite nice during this debate, and I would just hope that you could do the same.
Here we go.
Hopefully this is going to work. I don't know if I did with audio.
Look at that gorgeous.
Can you guys hear that?
No.
Yeah, no audio.
No audio. Okay, do I have to
down to the bottom left? No, in the bottom left, there's a little microphone with an up arrow next to it.
Okay, got it.
And then you can
share.
Yeah. So now in the bottom, see if there's an option for sharing the sound.
I see the audio, and I got leave computer audio, switch to phone audio, test speaker microphone, same as system. I don't see anything sharing. Boy,
I don't know where it is.
So is there a way? I'm looking at the audio settings, but is there a way to that one of you guys could play it? I'm just bad at this. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at any of this stuff.
I can probably do it. I will.
I think it's the last video.
I might have the same problem. I might have the same problem sharing audio back to.
Okay, I'm working. I'm working to see if I can maybe find out what I'm doing.
Cool one. Right, here we go. I've got it because it. One sec. Let me just put it on screen.
Whoever gets it first wins a prize.
Well, I've already got it because I rock.
Craig, you win. You win the debate.
Right. Debunks a flat Earth is a very simple fact. It's the fact that in the north, the stars rotate counterclockwise around Polaris, and in the south, they rotate clockwise around an area near the Southern Cross. Professor Dave explained it like this.
Number one, the observations of the stars. In the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. In the southern hemisphere, they rotate clockwise. This makes absolutely no sense on the pizza land. Why would the sky be rotating in opposite directions just depending on where you're standing?
There we go. What's the issue?
Okay, so Joe, hold on.
Not true.
So Joe, you granted that because he's speaking tersely, that he may be implying that in the north you're looking north and that in the south you're looking south. You granted that already. If you want to walk that back, then walk that back.
No,
You already said
I can grant that if
Okay.
someone is doing, if they're, I don't speak that way if I can help it. I try to articulate, and Craig yelled at me for telling him to articulate things more clearly. It's something that we all could probably improve our communication to each other.
It tends to take longer to speak more specifically, though.
Yes, it does.
And in a debate, that's one thing you don't have.
So here would be the debate. And then actually I do want to talk about equatorial mounts because it's you said something strange last night about equatorial mounts.
We can get
to me.
There's some foreshadowing, people.
Here's okay. Let's say other than standing at the North and South Pole, everywhere in between, in general, everywhere in between, the rotation, whether you see counterclockwise or clockwise rotation, is relative to the direction that you are facing, not to where you are standing. In other words, from my house or Toon, that's why I challenged you to do it, but you never did it. If you put the camera and face it north, you see them going around Polaris, just like Craig says. If you, from the same place at 45 degrees, point it south, you just see the stars that are not circumpolar, but you can see the circle. And this is why we need to talk about the equatorial mount, because Craig clearly doesn't understand that an equatorial mount just does a circle. That's all it does. It just does
I've never talked about equatorial mounts, so I would appreciate you not attempting
I'm
to
telling
poison
you, you don't
it well.
understand how they work.
Don't bring up equatorial mounts yet. And Craig, don't respond to equatorial mounts.
No, I won't. I never talk about equatorial mounts.
There's a
I've never
reason
used
why.
one, so I would never talk about them.
Okay,
and I just want to say hello to Dick Wayne in the chat, who is saying that I've been interrupting Joe over and over and over, and I just would like everyone to maybe rewatch the stream and notice how I've kept silent for minutes upon minutes and minutes at a time, and only when I've attempted to have a conversation have I had to then speak over Joe when he interrupted me. So Dick, maybe calm down, you little incel, and just shh. Sorry,
how about Mind Shock? Get on it. Let's count it down.
You realise the Mind Shock is just 3 chipmunks in a trench coat, right?
I don't know. I think he's
and one of the dumbest people on earth who doesn't even understand what fallacies are.
So let's talk about clockwise and anti-clockwise being a relative term, being relative to someone either looking or a camera or a point of observation and looking a direction. It's relative to an observer.
Joe, you're just saying the same things over and over and over, and no one is disagreeing that when you are any other place apart from the North and South Pole, then you will have to look in a different direction to see a different rotation of the stars. No one has ever disputed that fact. The point is that stars around the Polaris go one way, stars around the other point go the other way. That's it. I have agreed over and over and over that you can see the stars doing the other thing from other places when you turn around. But that is
clockwise, right?
You realize how I'm talking, and you're interrupting.
You're breaking a little in between. Come on.
I'm trying to get some sentences out, so if you could just keep stum for a couple of minutes, that would be fantastic. Whether you are able to see stars by turning around and seeing different things is dependent upon your position on Earth. You cannot do that everywhere on Earth. Therefore, it is relative to your position if you can do that or not. Nobody is denying, Joe, that when you are not in the North and South Pole, you can see both rotations by turning different ways. But that is 100% dependent upon your position on Earth.
No.
Oh my God. What do you mean no?
Hold on.
You said some things that you're not paying attention to the sky and what it actually does, Craig.
Could you point out what I said that was wrong, please?
I understand you've backstepped what you were saying in our last debate about the clockwise and the counterclockwise. Are you still, as you were the other day, are you still saying that those are two different directions that the stars are spinning? I hope not.
Joe, clockwise and
Because
counterclockwise are two different directions.
But if it's the sky, it's only one direction. They
The
actually
sky
equal.
has 2 points of rotation. We have already agreed on this. Those 2 points of rotation have different directions that the stars go around.
Stop.
No, don't, hold
No,
on.
stop.
Don't tell me to stop when I am speaking. Okay? I will
You're
tell
wrong,
you when
Craig.
I'm done. I will tell you when I'm
wait,
done,
just
and
wait, Joe.
then you can talk, Joe.
Hold it.
Okay?
Oh.
No.
Joe, you gotta take turns, and obviously the point is
Here,
both of
let's
you
show
think
ya.
the other person's wrong.
Here, no, you guys just
No,
gotta
no,
wake
Joe,
up.
I am talking. Now please listen.
Oh, hold on.
I don't
hold on.
listen to you
This'll be
anymore,
good.
Craig, because you're
This'll
just
be
so
good.
wrong. You're just
Joe,
wrong, Craig.
there is
Hold on,
clockwise. That is
Craig,
one
Craig,
direction.
Craig,
I'm
let
still-
it. Craig, let it go.
Okay,
Remember
I'm
the
still
first
trying to
law,
get the
Craig.
point out.
Craig,
Remember the
because
first law.
Yeah.
You only have this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me
It's
see.
blurry. It's super
Okay,
blurry.
it's not going to work. Okay, it's probably because that virtual camera.
Oh yeah, turn the virtual camera off, unless
Okay,
you don't
let me
want people to see your.
Well, I just don't know what. I think I have to turn the camera on in the Zoom meeting. I think that's what I have to do. Hold on.
Okay. I would like to clarify my
yeah.
point, if that's okay.
No. Just wait.
Okay.
Sometimes you've got to wait for that first law to be built up, Craig.
Yeah.
There's a foundation, then there's the first level, the second level. Sometimes
I know.
it's a
I'm
skyscraper.
trying to
It
jump
takes a
in. You're
while.
right. I should just let the stupid
Yeah.
let itself out, really, because at this point I don't know how much clearer I can be. So I'm just going to let
background
stupid be
still
stupid.
the background is still blurry.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to get the Zoom. It won't let me turn a different camera.
So
on. I don't know
you're
how to do it.
feeding this through OBS, right?
Accidentally, yeah. Now
All right, so you can go into OBS and you can tell OBS to turn off the.
Why don't I just put this up so
green
everyone can
screen,
see
or
it, because
is
this is what
this-
Joe
or
was
is
trying
this
to
blur?
say.
Oh, no.
If I turn it off, that's what I've
this-
got.
okay,
and
hold
then
the
I
blur-
think I'd have to probably restart the Zoom meeting. In order to
No.
get
So the blur effect is in Zoom. So if you
Here
go
we
to the
go.
bottom
Oh,
left, there's
I've done
the
it
video
for you,
thing
Joe.
there. It says video settings,
Okay, sorry, I'm still
and then
lost here.
in video settings, you can go to
Oh, there we go. I found it
yeah.
now. Okay,
that
now I
one that
just
says
go to this.
touch up my appearance.
It won't let me
okay
use it. I got to
It's okay
turn
if you do
OBS
that,
off.
but you want to no, you
Hold on.
probably.
Such a smart man. Can't use Zoom.
Is there a green screen option?
Oh, I like that picture you had up right there.
Here.
We could talk about
where it says where it says
Yeah, because that's what you
background
were
and
trying to put
effects.
up, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Hold on. Where it says background. Just wait, Craig.
No, I was just putting it up for him
Joe,
because that's what
it
he was
says
trying to get.
background and effects. You see where it
Blur
says
my
background and
background.
effects?
Okay, I'm not blurring my background anymore.
Oh, no,
And then
don't worry,
click
Danny, I
none.
won't.
Okay. So
And
now we
then-
don't. Now
Oh,
you're not
video.
on screen right now. There we go.
Maybe
Oh, wait.
it says no video. Let's see. Hold
Oh
on.
my gosh, you broke it.
Well, I might have
I'm gonna have a
Did you
Did
camera.
boomer this thing up?
It just says start video and it won't let me start it, so I don't know what I'm
Something-
doing.
it's
Failed to
going.
start the
It's
video
stuck this
camera.
time.
Yeah, it won't
What did
start
you
it.
do? Well, pick the camera you had before.
Well, we can look at the image that Craig has up. That's really what I was trying to
Okay,
show.
all right. Well, before we do that though, now you're not even on screen. We can't even see you. We gotta
Well,
resolve this first.
Okay, I just think I just got to do this. It's too bad I don't know how to do any of this because I could show you facing south and show you that you just see clockwise rotation facing south anywhere in the northern hemisphere except for the North Pole, right? Let's see. I think you'll be able to see me in a second. Can you see me?
Unfortunately not.
No. Uh-oh. Oh, I
No,
got to
it's still
switch.
just-
I got to switch this back to this. Sorry, guys. I should be on there now.
Okay, there you go. Now it's not blurry.
Okay.
Problem solved. So, what was that you had prepped this? It looked like you made something for
Yes.
this. Well, show us.
Yes. Can I do it with this cam? Oh, the blur is off now.
Yeah,
So now I
yeah, you should be
show
able
you.
to.
Okay. So it's falling over because I taped it to the
Okay.
counter. So Craig, if Craig wants to put that picture up after this or whatever. Okay, there. I think I got it. Okay. So make this full screen, Toon. Full
I
screen.
can't. Craig has to do that.
Or I'm sorry, Craig, can you do full screen? See, you notice how I boss Mike around, but Craig, I have to ask.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Can you do that?
No, everyone can see it. That's fine.
Craig, you're not
It's
gonna
okay. It's fine, Craig. This is
I don't
good.
understand. I don't understand what you're
This is good.
I'm just trying to show you
Yeah,
something
right.
with my
Everyone
camera.
everyone can see it, but it's fine. It's taking up a third of the screen. Everyone can see it. It's cool.
Okay, I don't know what screen they're seeing. All I can see is you. So, okay,
everyone can see it, but it's all cool.
okay, so we talked about this picture the last time, and I stated that all these stars in the image that you had, the panoramic image, and that's what I actually tried to draw here, was a copy of that, and I'd say it's close to like 290 degrees or something like that, a wide angle panorama. So the important thing, see, what you're saying is that because on the left they rotate counterclockwise and on the right they rotate clockwise, that they're going a different direction.
Yeah, because clockwise and counterclockwise are different directions. Yes.
But let me show you that they're the same direction in this case. So
So they're the same direction, but they're different directions. Interesting.
no, it's true. It's true. You guys just
what's in your Toonshine, Craig? What's your Toonshine tonight?
Oh, Bloodwine again. This is actually a 2742. I've heard it's a really good year. The House of Calaf was actually in charge of the Empire at that time, and they decreed that to be twice as strong.
All right.
You guys ready?
What's twice as strong? What's twice as strong of zero proof?
A zero
Joe,
proof.
Hey,
I was asking Joe.
Don't make me
was
tell
gonna
that
be
dad
his
joke I told you.
Oh my gosh, no dad jokes. Wait,
It was pretty
hold
good,
on.
though.
Wait, you have to
Ask
be on
Craig.
screen when you tell the dad joke.
Okay, all
All
right.
right.
Here we go.
Okay. Get to.
Okay, Craig. Maybe I don't know if I told you, but what what kind of pants does a UFO investigator wear?
I don't know. What kind of pants does a
it's
UFO
so bad.
investigator wear?
So bad.
Just a paranormal pants.
That's actually quite funny.
It is pretty good, isn't it? I like that one. Okay, so just a paranormal pants. Okay, so you guys, now we're all on good terms. Craig's smiling, I'm smiling. Let's not get heated, okay? I'm serious. Let's not get heated. It's
so
stupid.
funny.
Okay, you guys look. Okay, so the image that Craig showed us, it was briefly on the screen. We'll look at it right after I show you guys this, and then Craig can talk about it. But the image, it had Polaris was on the left side of the image. So when we were looking, let me back up and show you. Okay, so when we were looking at the image laid out, it looks like we're standing in the center. We're facing east, so we're going to go back into where we are. So now if I turn 90 degrees and face north, okay, like keep in mind that I'm right over here, okay, guys? So when these stars are going anti-clockwise, the stars that are towards me are setting, right? You following me, Craig?
Sure.
Okay. So facing north, they're going counterclockwise.
I know.
And they're setting in the west towards me. So now what happens when we face south? They're going clockwise, right? And guess what? They're setting towards me. They're all going one single direction everywhere in the sky, Craig. It's not funny. It's something that you should grasp and actually acknowledge. I don't know why you can't do that.
Joe, one question for you. Counterclockwise, is that one direction?
In this context,
No. Just don't worry about in this context. Counterclockwise, is that
We're not
one
doing
direction?
this again,
yes,
Craig.
yes or no?
Okay. All right.
I'm not doing that again.
Let me bring it back a little bit here. So Joe, you've stated your position. You put the words that you want on it. I think you and Craig have maybe different words that you use, different meanings for this. But I think the thing that's more important is not about defining the words and the semantics of this, but it's how does it work for flat Earth? How does it work for the globe? Which one matches? So the question then to both of you is, how does this thing that you both do agree that there is a center of rotation north and a center of rotation south, right?
Yeah,
there's
two
no
different
question about that.
rotations, yes,
there's
absolutely,
other
yeah.
words and verbiage you put around those things, but there's two centers of rotation opposite each other. So the question then to Craig is, how does it work for a globe? And the question to you, Joe, is how does it work flat Earth? The geometry of it. So Joe, do you want to go first, or Craig, do you want to go
Sure,
first?
I can do real brief.
Okay.
Okay. If you're in the world, see, like, I don't picture what I understand the way you guys see it, because, like, if you're standing in the North Pole, you see them going around. And if you travel the globe and stand antipodal to that, you're going to see them going the other direction, obviously, because you'll be standing upside down. Okay. And then all the angles in between is what so that makes sense to me. I'm just kind of explaining my understanding of it. Okay. Now, the sky, if you're in the north, they circle around Polaris, and anywhere you go in the world, you can see the stars moving east to west, and no matter where you look, you can see the stars all going the same direction. Everywhere in the world, they're all circling around Polaris, or it could be said that they're all circling around the southern axis, or both, but they're rotating along that axis in the same direction. And so when you're looking one direction, see, you guys are looking like antipodal. My understanding is just how we experience it. I'm just looking north or south. I'm not picturing myself going over a curve because I don't experience that. I actually am right side up looking at the sky. So that's probably the difference. But yeah, that's what I got.
You didn't explain how
now,
two points of rotation works on the flat Earth.
Craig, all you need to do now is explain how it works on a globe.
Okay. Well, instead of explaining, I'll just do a demonstration with a 3D model, if that's okay.
That's a demonstration. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Let me just load up Solar System Scope. There we go. Now let me bring that up so you guys can see it. So I'll pop that over here. One sec. Come on. Sorry, my computer decided to freak out a second there. And let me put up display. Well, not that one. Display one. Not that one either. Yeah, here's that one. Put that up. Okay, and I'll feed the right camera to you so you guys can see it as well. Okay, do you see Solar System Scope?
Yeah.
Right. So, let me just make sure that my streamer also seeing it, because that would be very handy. And they're not. Good job, Craig. Oh, they will be when I press that. Okay. Right, so this is Solar System Scope, a literal 3D model of our solar system. And let's go into Earth. And what I'm going to do to demonstrate this is get rid of this, and I'm just going to start moving Earth forward so it's rotating, all right, like we have. And it's rotating in just one way. Everyone can see that it's just rotating from east to west. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the North Pole. And I'm going to ask you a question, Toon, as the moderator. Which way does the Earth appear to be rotating there? Counterclockwise or clockwise?
The Earth is rotating counterclockwise there.
Okay. Now, without changing the direction that the Earth is rotating, I'm going to now look at the South Pole. And I'm going to ask you this question, Toon, as the moderator. Which way does the Earth appear to be rotating, clockwise or counterclockwise?
That's clockwise.
At any point, did I change the direction that the Earth was rotating?
No, the Earth was stayed rotating the same in both examples.
Then, do we agree that there is two different points of rotation of this Earth depending on which way we are looking at it? This way, there is a point of rotation that is going counterclockwise. This way, there is a point of rotation that is going clockwise, even though the Earth is rotating the same way. There is two rotation directions, one clockwise and to counterclockwise, depending on the position that you are looking at the Earth. The reason I bring this up is because it works exactly the same for looking at the sky. We are in the north, and let's put ourselves right up in the northern hemisphere, in the North Pole.
Dude!
And we're going to play. Now, the stars are all rotating counterclockwise. I'm going to look north. I'm looking northeast. I'm looking east. I'm looking southeast. Looking south, southwest, west, northeast, northwest, and north. No matter which way I looked, it didn't matter which direction I faced. The stars still rotated counterclockwise. Now what I'm going to do is change my position on Earth. Here we go. Let's put myself in Scotland. Now, we play it. We look north. The stars around Polaris rotate counterclockwise. We look northeast. They're still going counterclockwise. East. Now, because we have changed our position on Earth, we can look south and see stars that would be rotating around the southern point, which is somewhere around here. The only way that was possible was changing your position on Earth. This is because the Earth is a globe that rotates, meaning there are 2 points of rotation for the sky. Simple as that. There we go.
Okay,
Did that answer your question, Tim?
So yeah, that addressed it directly. So Joe was doing the watch thing because he thought you were going a little long, but I think it was fair because you were demonstrating your point. You were doing a good job demonstrating it using an actual model. So Joe, I know you used a bunch of words to describe it, and I don't know if I quite followed, and I don't know if the audience quite followed, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't super clear, and you didn't have a model, either physical or some sort of a mathematical, right? You can do it in pure math, or a something.
I do have a model. I tried showing it to you guys.
That paper thing you have?
Yeah, it's a picture that Craig showed.
So yeah, but hold on. The model. When I say a model, I was like meaning that Craig provided a computer generated 3D model and presented it in motion. And so your paper one just showed, it didn't show the flat Earth with whatever thing you think it is. It was actually not a model. It was just a picture of what is observed. So the model would show a prediction based on the model, what you would see, not a starting with the observation and that's all you show. So
no, you guys don't even understand the observation though. Like Craig is trying to say that. No, listen, Craig is trying to say that clockwise and counterclockwise are a different direction when we're talking. All right, one more time, Craig. Don't do it.
I'm sorry. I've held it in for so long. Right. You're just hilarious.
Craig, come on, Craig.
Sorry, I apologize.
I'm not kidding, you guys. I'm not kidding because here's the problem. You guys are doing the Dunning-Kruger thing that you accuse other people of doing. You're not understanding something.
All right. Don't.
Can you make my screen bigger so you can look at?
Oh goodness me! Make me bigger. Make me bigger. It doesn't
the
work
star
like
trails. That. I don't know if I'm. Maybe I try. I don't know what I'm doing, but just my screen that you have right
screen, now. Everyone can see your stuff.
It's just star trails going clockwise, right? Well, actually, that's mirrored, so they're actually going the wrong way.
Maybe it's words that are confusing you, Joe. Maybe if I use the words.
No.
Word appear.
Why are they?
I'm mirrored.
Why are they mirrored? Was this a reflector telescope?
No. This on my screen, they're going clockwise. They're the right orientation.
Oh, through Zoom. Yeah. Okay.
Is that what it is?
I see them going clockwise.
Yes.
Yeah, if you see them going clockwise, and we're facing south from my house at 45 degrees north.
Yeah,
so
that works.
You're asking like how that works over a flat Earth.
Well, yeah,
this isn't a model. No.
This
listen,
isn't a model. This is just showing what happens.
Okay, and so if you go south, you'll end up the farthest you can go south, I believe, and we will see kind of what Craig was showing at the South Pole. You have more of a single, because you're only like it's almost like you're standing directly under one of the two rotation points in the south. So you're going to see only stars doing that. But as you move away from the south towards the north, if you're facing north, you're going to be seeing them going around Polaris, because all of the stars are going the same direction. And that's why I was trying to show you this model that Craig was just laughing about. I don't know why he was laughing. He still doesn't understand that.
That's why I'm
doesn't
laughing.
understand
I
that
don't understand.
clockwise. Craig, in this world, if you stand and look at the north and then you turn around and look at the south, you're seeing the same rotation you're seeing the stars all going together with each other.
Yeah, and they
don't
appear to go
switch
clockwise one way and counterclockwise the other way, which is two different
That's relative
things.
to you, the observer.
Yes, absolutely, 100%, which is what the globe predicts.
And it has nothing to do with the globe, though.
Well, no,
you
it's
haven't
absolutely 100%
Joe,
to do with the
hold
globe.
on. Joe, you haven't shown a demonstration of a model.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just show you then.
Could you show how this works if the Earth is flat? How we have two separate points of rotation in the
Do
sky?
you guys
if the
ever
Earth is
look at
flat?
the sky? Like,
All the
honestly,
time,
do you ever
yes.
look at the sky? Like,
Yeah,
that's how
all
it
of
works.
the time.
Joe,
Yeah, but
looking
how
at the
does it work
sky.
on a flat Earth?
Hold on, correct.
Tell me why it doesn't
Joe,
work over flat
Joe,
Earth.
just saying, look at the sky. That's how it works. Isn't an application of the model that you have. So
I'm
the
trying
model
to give
you have.
guys a clearer.
If I'm hold on, Joe, if I understand your position is there's some sort of maybe a dome firmament type thing, and that the stars are embedded in it, or
no,
they're somehow
they're just
relative
stars,
to it.
man. They're just stars.
Okay, but are the
I don't know
stars okay? But you often reference the Bible, and the Bible says that the stars are embedded in the firmament, right?
No,
The
Yes,
Bible
it
does
does.
not say that.
God set them in the firmament.
But the Bible
Okay,
They
so
go
they're
on-
in
they
the
go on
firmament.
stars
That's
in the
exactly what I
firmament.
said. You just
They go on-
affirmed what I said.
But they're not embedded. Well, I guess to me,
That's what the
embedded
Bible says.
would mean like set in place in something. But they're freely moving in there. They're on orbits or whatever circuits.
Well, yeah,
They're-
but the Bible
they're-
literally says the words, the stars are embedded in the firmament. Those are the words in the Bible.
Where?
I don't
At
think
least-
where's
at
it
least
say
in
that?
the King-
It's
in the
not.
King
It doesn't
James.
say
God
embedded.
set them in the firmament of heaven. That I mean, He placed stars, sun and moon in the firmament.
Right,
I don't
okay,
believe that
so-
they're
so,
attached
yeah.
to anything.
Okay, but are they consistently relative to each other with it relation to? The
Oh, you're saying
firmament?
like because they all move together. You're saying,
Yeah.
but they're just. That's why all throughout time people have described the
Okay,
sky as being a celestial sphere.
I'm just trying to get a clarification of your position.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
celestial sphere that every astronomer studies his whole
But you
whole
can't
career.
hold on. But Joe, you can't have a sphere
Why?
on a flat Earth because only half of the sphere is there. The other half.
That's
is not
exactly
there.
what we see.
It's the other half of the sphere has to be physically cut off,
What?
No, they're going
right? If it's
they're
a
going
sphere,
around us. They're like
Joe,
it appears that they're going underneath us and coming around.
Okay,
out
but
the other
Joe,
side.
Joe, if it's a physical sphere of some sort and a physical flat
Physical
Earth of some
sphere.
sort, yeah,
I just think
there's a location of it,
Okay.
right? It has a location.
Well, it has a location, but I don't believe that anybody can measure the height of the heavens, Michael.
It's not
That
like it's not what I'm trying to ask. I'm asking just for the clarification. Like, do you think that they're in some sort of a sphere? Because that's a shape, and the shape of a sphere over something flat, in relation to something flat, you can't have an entire sphere over the entire flatness.
What do you
Right,
see?
as described, you would have half of the sphere above
Exactly,
half of
it's
the
called
flatness.
a hemisphere, Tune.
Okay. So now hold on though. The problem with that though is that people in different locations don't see the same portion of it. So if it's a
Because they're in a different location. What's wrong with you? Are you kidding me?
Hold on, Joe. Hold on. That's
Come
that's
on.
the point. That's the point of this, Joe. That if you are saying that there is a sphere, and then that sphere is physically bisected by the flatness, then half of that sphere is underneath the flatness, and 0 people can see it while it's under it. and half of the sphere is above the flatness.
I don't think it
and
works that way.
100% of the people can see it. Okay,
Like-
so that's I'm asking for the clarification.
Okay.
What is the geometry, actual geometry, not just vague words, actual geometry of what you think is happening?
If I was, say, at the equator, so here's the ground, and if I'm looking, I'm seeing the stars appearing to go like this, and then I turn around and I see them setting on the other side, right?
You didn't know. All you're talking about observations. I'm asking you to describe your model.
Did you let me finish just for a second? Tune, come on. Okay, if this was the ground, okay, and if you look to the east or west, you're going to see the stars kind of going over you. And then if you look north and south, you'll be seeing them going around those points of rotation, right? And you're asking, when the stars set and they break the horizon, if they were going like this, how would the people over here on the flat plane be able to see them, is what you're saying, right? Essentially?
No.
Nope. I'm not asking that. I'm asking you to describe your model. I'm not asking you to start with observation. The observation comes after you.
I'm asking
you
you a
describe the model.
question, Tune. Did you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Seriously. Did you? I said, you were wondering with what you previously just said. You said, how are the other people going to be seeing those stars if they're setting below the horizon, right? Is that what you said?
From prior in our conversation?
Just the sentence before I just said what I said. You said, how are they seeing the stars
Joe,
setting from one place, but from another place? You'd see that. How did the other people see the stars if they're going down below the horizon? You said something like that.
Yes. So I was asking for the clarification that, do you think that there is a celestial sphere that gets bisected by the flat surface of the Earth?
No. The stars are always in the sky.
Okay, so where is this sphere geometrically in relation to the flatness of the Earth?
That's more of a perception. That's how we perceive it. I'm
not asking about the perception. I'm asking where they are physically.
Yeah, if the stars are
where they are physically, you don't know where they are physically. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we do spectroscopy.
I do.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
We do for Joe. We do for the globe, and I'm asking you not for the globe. I'm asking you for flat Earth.
Or what?
Spectroscopy.
Joe, I'm asking you for flat Earth. Don't change the topic. For flat Earth, that's your position, your claim, right? Remember what earlier? I did not let Craig try to debunk your right. I'm trying to.
No, I'm with you.
Don't talk about the globe. Just talk about the flat Earth. Where are the stars physically for flat Earth?
In the sky, bro.
Okay, where in relation to each other? You said it's a sphere. If it's a sphere, where is that sphere?
Pick a star. I will give you a location from Minnesota. I will give you what do you want? Because they're in the sky.
I'm not asking about a specific star. I'm asking about the entire geometry of the sphere that you said is what is there in relation to to flatness, right? To the flat surface.
The ground is beneath us, and it's generally flat, like it's a plane or whatever. We don't experience any other part of the sphere other than the top.
Where is the celestial sphere in relation to that flat surface?
It's in the sky. I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay,
I can drop.
Can I ask a question?
Okay,
Joe. You said all the stars are in the sky.
No, Craig. We're making progress. We're making progress, Craig.
I've got a really important question though.
No, Craig.
How about while you're getting ready, Craig asked me a question because I think we're good now. We're good, right, Craig? We're good. Let's hear it, Craig.
It's just getting ready. It's just about some things that you've been saying, and that's just you said that the stars are in the sky. Then how do they go below the horizon?
All right.
Well, if you were to go towards the star, if you could pause the sky and go towards the star, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be on the horizon or below the horizon anymore.
Could you tell me
too far away,
what angle between the ground and the star would need to be to hide that star when the Earth is flat?
If you're looking far distances on Earth, there's always something taller than your line of sight, even if it be far, miles and miles away. Like if it's a mountain that's 30 miles away, it's going to be taller than something behind it that it would block.
But the same thing happens when you're in a plane, Joe. When you're in a plane, the stars still set, and planes are higher than everything on Earth so that doesn't really
No,
make sense.
no, that's fine. They should set. Like you can't.
Why should they
If you
set?
go towards them, they'll show back up.
But that doesn't make sense if the Earth. You
Oh my
just
gosh.
debunked
All right.
the flat Earth, bud.
No, I didn't.
All right,
You-
Joe, hold
Yes.
on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here's flat Earth,
Okay.
right? And it goes this way, right? So we're looking at it
Sure.
from a side view,
Sure.
right? This is up, this is down. So here's my representation of this celestial sphere. Obviously, it's a two-dimensional thing. This is a two-dimensional piece of paper. Does the celestial sphere sit here?
No, the celestial
sit
sphere would be
Here. Does it sit here, where half of it is below, half of it is above? Where's the physical geometry of the celestial sphere?
I don't know as far as like if you're looking for like how many miles or feet or something
I'm
like
not
that.
looking
I don't,
for miles.
I don't
There's
really
no
know.
miles and feet here. I'm looking for just the geometry so we can get the relationship
You would be
between the flat Earth
where you
and
have it. I
and the
think
celestial sphere.
where I think you have it, we could look at that as being a hemisphere, because you obviously can't see down into the ground.
Yeah, you can't see this
The
spot
half
here, yeah.
that's above the flat Earth, there, the half that's above, and you could picture yourself being in the center of that, and say a jet is flying at altitude towards you,
Okay.
and you see
Okay.
it on the horizon.
Hold on.
Hold on,
That's good.
let
That's
me
good.
finish.
I'm going to try it.
Okay, you'll see
All
the
right.
jet. You'll see the jet appearing to go straight up in the air, and then it'll go over you, and then it'll appear to go straight down towards the ground. And we all know that it's going parallel over the surface.
I do want
So
everyone
it's
to
a-
notice that Joe said the reason you can't see it is because things are in the way. And when I pointed out you can do it when you're in a plane,
Yeah.
he just went, well, they just set completely.
There's still
changing
things in the way,
story.
Craig.
Not when
There's
you're in a
still
plane,
things in
there
the way
isn't.
when you're
There's
in a plane.
nothing in the way when
Yeah,
you're
there
up
is.
to 30,000
All right.
feet.
All right.
There always
Joe,
is.
So Joe, here's the geometry that you described. Here's the celestial sphere. So half of the celestial sphere is above and half is below, and so this is then the entirety
That's
of the
what we
flat Earth
see.
here. This
No,
is the whole.
No,
I'm asking. I'm not asking about what we see. I'm
And I'm saying
asking about
no.
the physical geometry. This is
And I'm
how I
saying
introduce
no, that's
this.
not.
Okay, then I'll back up. Then where is the physical geometry of the celestial sphere you're talking about?
That's something that nobody can know. What do you that?
Okay, so
you
what do you
wouldn't
mean
be able
nobody
to
can
know
know?
that, would you?
you are making very specific claims about it.
Where?
as if you know about
like,
it.
What am I claiming about it that I supposedly should?
You're
should
talking
be able
about
to-
how it works.
No, I'm talking about what it does.
Exactly. You made my
The
point. You're talking about how it
observation of
works. Yeah.
The observation of it. That's what
only
that's
about.
what
I
I've
don't
been
care
talking
about the. Yeah, we can all say, yeah. Oh, look over there is a bird flying. That doesn't. That's just an observation. The observation is useless in science.
No, it's not useless.
In
It's
science, we need to have a
reality.
model. We need to have
Reality.
a model that we use that model then to make predictions based off of, and then test those predictions. So that's
but
where I
hold
asked,
on.
well, where's the physical geometry of the sphere you talked about? Because you've invoked a celestial sphere, which is a geometric shape,
No.
an object. I'm asking, where is this sphere in physical relation to the surface of the Earth? And you say, oh,
It's in
nobody
the sky,
knows.
man.
So there's
No, it's in the sky.
so-
I don't
so-
understand.
So you're not claiming a celestial sphere. You're just saying we see things that make us go.
No, it appears to be a hemisphere or a half sphere
Why does it appear to
above
be a
us.
hemisphere?
because you can look up at zenith and you'll see stars. You can look whatever direction and above the ground interference that Craig is maybe denying when he's saying that planes are higher than everything.
Yeah,
ground
if planes are
interference
higher than
is
everything,
something-
then nothing's in the way. Yeah.
No, there's still things in the way if you're,
Tell me
if
what's
you're
higher
talking
than a
about
plane.
Mount Everest.
You saying that Mount Everest is higher than planes?
If Mount
Oh.
Everest is between you and something on the ground and you're in a plane,
So stars
It
go.
could
So stars go
potentially-
to the ground, is what you're saying?
they appear to.
No, do they or
No.
do they not?
Do they touch the ground? No.
Well,
They're
then,
always in the
if
sky.
they don't touch the ground,
If
then
you
the
go
mountain's not
towards
going to
them-
get in the way of them. Are
Like,
you
if-
saying that the stars are lower than a mountain?
Well, they appear to be lower.
No,
if-
not appear. I don't want to hear appear. Are the stars lower than Mount Everest? Yes or no?
Your dumb questions aren't going to fly this
No,
time.
it's a
Craig.
yes or no question,
Sorry.
Joe. In your model,
It's a stupid
no,
question, dude.
I'm asking you a question about your model. In your model,
Stupid question,
are the
Craig.
stars
I'm
lower
not
than
gonna
Mount
answer
Everest?
your
I
question.
don't know. I'm asking you a
Guys,
question.
I'm out. I'm not answering, Craig, and I don't want to have that conversation.
Seriously, I want you to explain to me your model. In your model, are the stars lower than Mount Everest? Yes or no?
If Craig, it's relative to an observer. Okay, the stars are
they physically
the stars
higher?
are not lower than Mount Everest.
Right.
But
so
then
the Mount Everest could never get in the way of the stars. If Mount Everest is
yes,
not,
it can.
how?
Okay,
because the stars are higher than Mount Everest.
I'll tell you right now.
Get in the way.
I'll tell you right now. Go to the peak of Mount Everest and back up 15 feet, looking towards the sun or whatever that you're trying to see. And then the peak of the mountain is going to be blocking it, dude.
Well, yeah, but planes are higher than the mountain. Planes are way higher than Mount Everest.
Okay, so back the plane up like 75 or 100 miles from the mountain.
And the sun will only ever be below it because it is a globe and sets. But unless you are claiming on the flat Earth that the stars are physically lower than Mount Everest, then they could never be blocked by a plane. Yeah.
Greg,
he's drawing a very good explanation of my point here for you, Joe. If you could look at Toon's drawing, Mount Everest, plane, star even higher.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I'll make it big for you. This
is good because I think you guys will be able to hear my point of view.
So Joe, the question to you is: if all of the stars are higher than Mount Everest, which I think is your position. Right, you don't think that any stars are physically closer to the surface of the Earth than Mount Everest?
No, I think
100% of them are farther this way than Mount Everest.
Yes.
So an airplane higher than Mount Everest can never have the line of sight go into Mount Everest and then up to see the star. Right, so it's a.
Let me explain how it can.
Here's the line of sight. Right, this marker is showing the line of sight.
Yep.
Everest can't ever get in the way.
It's like you guys. It's like you guys are
smarter than you.
Like limited. No. Just let me explain it. It's like you guys are limiting the conversation, and I'm not trying to rip on anybody. I'm just saying that Toon, you have a line of sight. Okay, so let's say, is the sun ever lower than Mount Everest?
Yes.
No, right?
Because there's the globe.
No, hold on.
But Joe doesn't think it is.
In your model, obviously not.
No, listen. In any model, it doesn't matter about a model. Just the way that we see things, the sun, it appears to go down as it's setting.
Yes. Because there's the globe.
Right to the horizon, and it can go right down.
That matches our model, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and when everything basically goes into that line, that doesn't mean it's touching.
What line? Why are things going into a line?
Okay, but Joe, that's not. So hold on a second, Joe. Now, if in this scenario here,
that star will appear to set.
Sure,
star will appear to set.
Let's take the star. Let's take the star.
But it doesn't actually set.
And I don't have enough paper, but let's put that star here, right here. No, I have this, right. Let's put that star here. You see that? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put that star here. Is Mount Everest going to block that star?
Put the star lower.
It's the same height. No, the star doesn't get to go lower because
all the stars are higher than Mount Everest.
You declared.
If you go,
Joe,
like I was
declared unequivocally. You didn't pronounce that right.
No, you didn't.
That the stars are never closer to the surface of the Earth than Everest. So I'm not going to move this down because you said that they're never closer. Right. So I'm not going to physically move the star closer to the ground. I'll move it that way. I'll move it that way.
Let me ask you a question. For the observer inside the airplane, as he looks towards Mount Everest, if he's far enough away from Mount Everest, the stars will appear to be setting behind Mount Everest.
Yeah, because the Earth's a globe. That makes sense on the globe. We're asking how it makes sense.
Greg.
I understand.
There's no geometry.
That makes sense. So
Joe, you're decent at geometry. You're an excellent carpenter, right? You do geometry for a living, right?
Yes, I.
Few days go by where you're doing your job, where you're not applying geometry to make it happen.
Yep.
So if there's a straight line from here to here, it doesn't matter how far away the star is this direction.
Why did you draw the star way above the mountain?
Because you
agreed
told
it's
us
higher.
that the stars are actually higher physically than the mountain.
Let's do this. Let's go to Google and search for a picture of a mountain and a sunset.
No,
Yeah,
Joe,
no, Joe,
Joe,
that's
this
not the
is,
point.
You're not
this is-
understand.
This
you're
is
not
testing.
understand-
This is your model. We're looking at your model.
We're
You're
comparing
limiting your
reality
And
to
you want
the
to
flat
go
Earth.
and you want to go start with. You're asking to start with observation and then try to shoehorn it into saying,
No.
well, it works because
How
it
about
has to
this?
work. Right?
You guys deny the actual observations. Like Craig
we
is
don't.
showing me how
we don't deny the
No, listen.
observations. That's not true.
Yeah, you do. You
No,
actually
we don't.
do. Let me
No,
explain.
we
Let me
agree with the
explain.
observations because they match the globe.
Hold on. You showed us the globe and you spun it for the moderator and you
Yeah.
said, okay, we're spinning counterclockwise. And then you went to the other side of it, kept it spinning the same direction. And we were seeing the opposite rotation.
Yep, two
Okay.
different rotations. Yeah.
Okay. So that agrees with the globe and that appears to work great on the globe. The only problem that I have with that is that
It's your IQ.
the ground is represented by that globe in that scenario. The ground is, and the ground to me and to everyone living on the ground isn't rotating. The stars are rotating. That's one. And then the other thing is
That's why I did the second part of the demonstration. If you didn't know.
hold on.
Yeah.
If you're in the South Pole, you're standing this way, and you never experience this curvature to go to the antipodal North Pole or whatever. You're never experiencing that curvature. Like if this was the globe, we all experience only the part that's right side up. Like we never experience any of the other parts. Other
Yeah,
than
okay,
the
that
top
doesn't
of it.
answer how this is possible on the flat Earth.
Well, if you like, right there's east out my window, and the stars will be rising there.
Because the Earth's a globe, yeah. We're asking how it works if the Earth is flat. We're not asking for just an observation.
same way.
We are
It works
asking
the
you
same
to
way,
match
Greg.
the observation to the flat Earth.
It works the
we
same
know
way.
that is the observation, but based on the fact that you claim the Earth is flat, how does that observation work? Because as you claimed, the star will never actually be physically lower than Mount Everest. It does appear to.
It's always in the
because
sky, yeah.
the Earth is a globe and it matches the globe prediction. But where is the flat Earth prediction for that happening?
Prediction.
Yes, that's how you do
What
science.
do you want to
make
know?
predictions.
What do you want to
Yeah.
know? I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be just the
Yeah,
full
but you
moon
need
was
to
last
explain
night.
how the flat
What do you-
Earth predicts it.
Yeah, you go here. This is the model we're trying to develop based on your
But
description.
your model is
This is your model,
You guys
Joe.
are
We're
limiting.
trying-
You guys are limiting what you're drawing there is so limited, and it doesn't.
Limited in what way? This is just an
describe
orthographic
anything.
view of a flat Earth.
When you're standing on a street and you look at the street lights and they appear to go down into the horizon, but they're all the same height.
They don't
Okay,
actually
that's-
go.
Yeah.
They don't actually
All right,
set.
hold
them.
on. Hold
Yeah.
on a second. Hold it, Craig. It's a good point. Just a
No, they
second.
do set. They
No,
set
they
right
do.
into
Good
the
point.
horizon.
Look at this.
If you go far
Look at this
enough
right
away.
here. Here's the angle to this star.
Mhm.
Right? You see that?
How about a star on the horizon?
Just a
do that.
second. Well, no.
Why?
You don't think that the stars physically are closer to the ground than
I
the
didn't say
mountains.
physically.
So we don't.
Yeah,
You
yeah. So
do
this
that
is a
on
physical
the horizon, though.
representation.
This is a representation of
You
what's
guys can't
physically
do it.
happening.
You
So
guys
hold
have
on.
no physical
Now,
representation. What are you talking about? You're drawing.
Yeah, we
Hold
do.
on,
I showed you a
hold on,
physical
Joe.
representation.
Joe,
No, you
Joe,
didn't. You
all
showed
right.
a cartoon, Craig. What are you
Joe,
talking about?
Joe,
That-
watch
you don't know
this.
what
Watch this now,
cartoons are,
Joe.
That
Watch
was a
this now,
cartoon.
Joe. This star is farther away. Watch what happens if I'm going to draw the straight line to it. Now that angle is closer.
Okay, and keep going down until
horizontal.
it sets. Keep
Now-
going down until it sets.
But it won't set.
In order to do that, I need to
You have
have
to
the
just go
star.
further.
All right, I'll do that. Now I put the star physically on the ground. Oh,
Okay.
now I have to put the star physically on the ground in order to do
Or-
that. But you don't
Oh,
think
right.
the
So
star is
stars are on the ground in the flat Earth. I
No, but
understand.
They set though. They set just like
Because the Earth's a
sunset.
globe.
It appears
Yeah,
to
but
go into the
the
horizon.
globe
There's-
predicts they will
there's-
set. How does the flat
Yeah,
Earth
we get it,
set?
Craig. We get
It's
it. You're
not a
repeating the Earth's a
question-
globe stuff. We understand that you believe the Earth's a globe.
No, no, no.
It's
no I'm
not
saying
a
it
question
matches
about
the
whether that-
predictions.
Hold on, Craig. Hold on a
It's-
second, Joe.
It's kind of like
It's not a question about whether or not they do set. It's applying your model to show how they set. And so you're
my
trying
model
to
is
take
outside, dude.
that's not a model.
It is a model.
No, it's
it's not.
not. That's
Okay,
not
what is it
actually how
then?
it works.
What is it?
That's the
That's outside.
observation.
That's not a model.
it's
But it's
the
reality,
observation.
though. So I'll go
Yes,
with
it
that.
is. And so
can't
in
put
science, when
orthography
we're trying
on
to
paper.
understand how things work, we develop a model, and from that model we can create a hypothesis that we can test future events. So
can I expound a little bit on your picture?
I'm not gonna move. This is a model,
Okay.
so the star doesn't get to be where you don't think the star actually physically is.
So let's say this. When you are looking at the sun, the moment it is touching the horizon, or it's just getting to the horizon at sunset, and there's clouds above you, right? But the sun is higher than those clouds in reality, physically, right? But you see the sun below those clouds because it's setting. It's down by the horizon, right? So we do see the sun being lower than the clouds when it's in reality. If you were to go that way, the sun would get higher in the sky. So it's always in the sky, but it appears to set.
Why?
All right, so none of that was an application of your model. You were just describing the observation, which
I'm
is
just
an early
saying
portion.
what you guys can't say.
That's an
I don't know why
early
you can't
portion.
say that.
Well, it's an early, it's one of the early steps that's often used in the scientific method.
Okay.
But you didn't form a hypothesis. You didn't form a model.
Let's just talk about
Right.
what.
Maybe I could quickly show a 3D model that I created. Maybe that helped Joe a little bit.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it.
All right, let me put this up for you so you can see as well.
But yeah, a point that should be made is, in reality, when we are watching the star rotation and we're seeing it clockwise and counterclockwise, those motions are actually equal. Even though we see them, when you look one way, you see it going one way, and you look the other one, you see it going the other way. They're still all setting on that west side, and so they're all just moving in one motion together, from the north to the south.
So this is a little model that I mocked up for myself, and I made some assumptions here. I made the assumption that the Mercator map is what the flat Earth is, and I made the assumption that based on that, the Earth is approximately 3,000 miles above the surface of the Earth and about 200 to 400 miles in diameter. Okay, and then what I did was I set the program for the sun to go from one side of the Earth above the northern United States to all the way the other side of the Earth over near Japan, and I set up a camera on the top left. Looking at the camera that is following the sun. On the top right is what that camera is seeing. On the bottom left is a view from above, and the bottom right is a view from the side. And then I let the model play, and this is what we found out. So this is the start of the day, and the sun is moving across the Earth there. So it's about midday now, and we'll just quickly stop it there. And the camera that is on North America can still see the sun, right? It's gone halfway across the Earth. The sun's still visible there. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it play all the way to, this would be nighttime now in America, and obviously daytime over Japan and China. But for some reason, I can't make your model make the sun set, even though it's gone across the entire world. It doesn't seem to have actually set. In fact, what's happened is that the sun has reduced in size, I'll just take it back there, by about a factor of 7 times, according to my calculations, which isn't what we see in reality. So my question is, Joe, considering this is a flat Earth model, why doesn't it match the observations of reality?
I don't know what model you got there. I don't believe that there's. It's a Mercator. I'm just saying that I don't have any belief in that or anything.
Well, no.
Like
again,
that.
it was just an assumption, but it could be any shape, and with any map, it doesn't matter. The point is, the sun went from one side of the world to the other, and didn't.
Are you saying that the
set.
sun can't set?
Well, not according to this. Not according to this, which is based on your model. No.
Okay,
this
but
is testing. This is testing the predictions of your model.
Let me ask for clarity. Are you basically stating that the calculations you've made here and with this model show that the sun can go over where we know it's daytime, where the camera's nighttime, and you're saying that the geometry says that the sun would still be visible. Is that what you're saying?
Well, again, that was the prediction that I wanted to test. So I set up this model to test that prediction. And it turned out that was true. So if the Earth is flat and the sun is just going across from one side to the other or around in a circle, there doesn't appear to be any time where anyone in the world would not be able to see the sun. And I just want to know why it doesn't marry up with reality.
You guys just don't acknowledge it, that's all.
What do you mean don't acknowledge it?
Well, I think it's been explained many, many times.
What's been explained?
How the sun can set. I've
just tested your model. I've tested the prediction of the flat Earth.
No, there's no model, Craig.
Why doesn't it do
can't
what the
ascribe
flat
me a
Earthers
model.
say?
Sorry, bro. You can't give me a model and say that's.
Flat Earth is the model of flat Earth is the Earth is flat and the sun is above. Yes or no?
Yes. And
that's what this is. You just agreed. What I have is a representation of your model.
No, I don't have a model like that.
What?
You can't see the Earth from there.
You just agreed that the flat Earth is Earth flat, sun above, which is what I have on the screen, right? So I have tested the prediction of Earth flat, sun above. And according to the results of the test of that prediction, there is no time ever, and I'll let it play out.
You're not considering ground interference, man.
Again, that's not, we could put this camera at the height of higher than Mount Everest, and there's no time ever.
No, there's a tree between you and the sun, dude.
Right?
Your neighbor's fence is only 8 feet tall and it blocks the sun.
Hold on, the sun's 3,000 miles up here, so Mount Everest would be a tiny little dot on there. So even if
where are you looking from? Are you looking from Mount Everest or what? Because if you went to your house and looked, your neighbor's fence would block the sun.
Planes go higher than Mount Everest, and the same thing still happens, so that is irrelevant. And as Toon has shown you,
that's fine.
If a plane is higher than Mount Everest,
clearly,
it could never block something that is also higher than it.
If you throw a bowling ball at a bowling ball alley, like how you perceive the ball is you perceive it to be going up towards that the what we could call horizon at the bowling alley. Well, no, I'm just trying to explain something.
Well, you're using a non sequitur to try and explain
it's
something.
It's not actually going up. We know that. Just like the ceiling of the long hallway isn't actually going down.
Joe, this is all a non sequitur. You're ignoring the point that I tested your model. The sun never set.
No, you don't. You can't test my model because
I just did. I just tested your model. You agreed with me that this is your model.
What's my model, Craig?
I don't agree. Well, you told me. Well, if your words, you told me that your model is Earth flat, sun above. You told me that's your model. That's what I have on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a different? Well, then what's wrong specifically about it, and how can you correct it?
I don't look at Earth that way. I just don't.
Okay,
that's a way to be confused.
Joe, hold on, Joe.
It's a way to be confused.
To be clear, Joe, that's just throwing in the towel, saying that it's impossible to model flat Earth.
It is impossible to model.
And that is exactly, and that is the Craig's point, that if it's impossible to model
the globe doesn't match
and have it match reality, then it cannot be correct.
Then the globe can't be correct because you don't go like this over a globe if you go from one side of the Earth to the other. You don't go like this, Mike.
What do you mean?
That's imaginary. It's something that
you're right. The flat Earth is imaginary. You're 100% correct. This is imaginary because it doesn't exist.
Greg, he was making an assertion about the globe.
Let's talk about it, though. Let's talk about it. If an airplane flies, let's just say, halfway around the globe, it's where it started. It started its flight, and where it landed, relative to where it started, it's upside down. Correct? Relative to where it started, right? Anybody?
Keep going.
Would you agree with that? I'm just saying.
From an outside reference frame, yes.
Yes, not from inside the plane, obviously.
No, not from on the Earth. Not from an outside reference frame of Earth, yes.
Yes,
because on Earth, up and down is decided by gravity.
Okay, that's not really what we're talking about, though.
Let's hear Joe's point here.
Well,
Okay, what are you talking about? So yeah, the start and end are relative to each other from an external reference frame.
they're
They are-
antipolar
they're-
to each other.
Yeah. One is upside down to the other. So
Yeah.
so what about it then?
You don't experience that. That's something.
How would you measure this experience?
I don't know, but I know that
Okay,
I know
so-
that you
so
don't
then-
experience
so
it.
then your assertion is useless. If
So
you if you don't have a
where's
way
the-
to qualify or quantify whether or not this is happening, then you don't actually have an assertion
do.
to make.
I have like you guys have the same equipment that I have, and as far as perceiving it, without us perceiving it,
The same equipment.
I have more brain cells.
No,
Okay,
what-
yeah,
what
Craig
equipment?
does have more brain cells.
What
They're all
equipment are you
fried, but
talking
he's got
about?
more. I'm just
You
kidding.
mean like this kind of equipment?
No. Just the idea of perception. Just the idea that you
Ideas
can see
aren't
something
tools.
and you can
Hold on.
experience
All right. So
something.
to be clear, are you talking about the human senses and the human senses
Any kind of-
ability to register a change in orientation? Is that what
and
you're talking
to
about?
and to read instruments that could measure a change in orientation.
Okay. So instruments.
So it's both. It's all
think,
the perception that we have.
Awesome. Okay. So which instruments are you speaking of?
What I'm saying is that when you're in an airplane,
No, answer the question.
I am answering the question,
You said instruments,
When-
Joe. So I hope that there's an instrument.
When you're
at
in
the
the
end of this
airplane,
explanation.
when you're in the
Yeah.
airplane, you perceive up to be a certain direction. And whether you use a plumb bob or you use a spirit level that you can use those instruments, or you can just know that in yourself that up is that way, down is that way, whether it's gravity or whatever it is. But we know the direction's very clear, and that's the only direction we ever experience. So if you go hypothetically around the globe to the other side, what's going to happen that you don't experience?
Okay. None of that was an answer to the question, which instruments.
No, that was just a bunch of
I
words.
specifically brought up instruments. I brought up
Yeah.
a plumb bob and a level,
okay.
a spirit
plumb
level.
bob. And
Okay, so
okay, good point. Okay. And
Plumb
how
bob's like words there.
how
That's
is a
interesting.
spirit level? How is a spirit level like this supposed to register a change in that orientation
I don't think
over
that
the course of the flight?
That's my
How
point,
is it?
is that
How
it
is it
won't.
able to do that?
It
No,
won't.
not.
That's my point.
Well, your assertion is that it would be able to if the Earth is a globe. So I'm asking, how would this measure that?
I'm not
What
saying that it would be-
would happen
Mike,
according
you're
to what you think
misunderstanding.
is happening on the globe. What would
Mike-
this do? You think?
Mike, let me explain something to you. First of all, you think that I don't understand what happens on the globe. That level is going to maintain its being level no matter where you go, will be
Yeah.
level.
Why?
So it's never going to measure the orientation change in an airplane or any kind of curvature.
Okay, so
So-
Joe, so
Why
so
would
let me,
you
let
think
me,
that it
let me
would?
ask for some clarification here. So on an airplane, on the globe, when you're at one location and then a mile later you're at a different location and you've moved 1/70th of a degree. So
Yeah.
the vertical direction has shifted by 1/70th of a degree in that
Or
course of a mile.
that's your claim or whatever that it
Yeah,
does.
that's
Right,
the
yeah.
globe claim, and you're
We
making
can't really-
you are asserting that the globe claim is wrong. So you're saying, well, this is the test of
Okay,
the
so-
globe claim. So in a mile later is shifted by 1/70th of a degree. This
Again.
doesn't have the precision to measure 1/70th of a degree.
We'll go 70
First.
miles then. Get a
Okay,
degree.
over the course of 70 miles, this will barely measure that. But the problem now, Joe, is that 70 miles later, down, which is what
Has transferred
this
over,
uses,
yeah.
is now
I
a
know.
different angle. So how did you
That's-
know? How do you force this to not
It-
change orientation while the plane is changing orientation?
None of it does change orientation. No one experiences the
That's
change
just
in
your
orientation.
assertion.
No, that's
I'm
actually
asking,
the
and you
observation.
said this is the instrument to use,
Or
not
plumb
our
bob.
personal experiences.
Anytime
Okay?
you take a plumb bob, it's going to be pointing in the same
Got it.
direction.
It's the same. It's the same thing. You could
Yep.
use a plumb bob. It's going to be
Yep.
pointing down. So I'm asking, over the course of 70 miles, how is this on the globe that you think doesn't work? How would it happen that you think it happens?
You're saying
Right, how do you think
if
it would happen?
if the Earth was a globe, you're saying?
Yes.
How would you test this? And what would be the difference between what is experienced and
Okay,
what you
I'll tell
think
you.
should be experienced on a globe?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
What is experienced on the flat Earth or the globe with that spirit level?
We're only
will
talking
be-
about the prediction
Stop.
for the globe.
Don't interrupt me. Listen. What you experience on the flat Earth or the globe with that spirit level will be identical.
Why?
Because you never measure any orientation or curvature with that spirit
Okay,
level.
so you didn't.
Why would
so
you?
Yeah,
So
you
I
didn't
asked for
you didn't
an
ask the
instrument
question.
that you could use to measure whether or not the plane was changing its orientation, and now you
You
just
can
said this
measure that
couldn't
the-
do it.
What
on a
I'm telling you
globe.
is you can't perceive or experience or measure the change in orientation because the plane doesn't change its orientation.
No,
The
yeah,
runway it
you're-
starts at is
Oh
the
my gosh.
same as the runway it lands at.
Oh.
I don't understand why you would. That's what you
It's just
experience.
it's just your assertion. It's
No,
just
that's
your
what
assertion,
everyone
Joe.
experiences.
It's just
what-
yeah, but you. I'm asking how
How
could
would
we,
it-
how could
how
you
would-
quantify?
Okay,
How,
how
could
would
you
you
quantify the difference?
How could
How
you
would-
quantify
you're
the
reversing
the
you're
change?
reversing it here. You're the one that has asserted that the globe
I just
doesn't work,
told you.
and so but you didn't, Joe.
What did I
asked,
say about the spirit
how-
level?
How would it be different? How
my
would the
God.
spirit level
I
be
told
different
you the
70
answer
miles
to
away?
that. Repeat my answer to me. You said, how would it be
would-
different? And I said,
It would have changed its orientation on the globe,
not
and
what
so
I
it
said.
would not have a different
no,
measure.
I said it was the same. It would be the same on both. Right?
Yep, I said it'd be the
Can you
same
at
on
least
both for the.
agree with
Yeah,
that? Yes.
that's what I
So why
said.
are you repeating this? That's what I said.
Right, Joe, if the
No one
even though-
experiences the change in orientation.
Right,
That's what
Joe,
I'm saying.
on the globe,
Okay.
even though the globe is curving according to the globe, why doesn't that level change when it's going over a curve? According
You
to the
mean
globe.
like according to the globe model? Because
Yeah.
the center of the Earth is the attracts the mass.
Right. So
Gravity.
gravity
Yes.
is the answer. Right. Okay. As long as you understand
At the
that
center
that
of
is
the Earth.
the globe prediction, that's fine. Which is, to
Craig,
be
I
fair,
hope you understand
more
that
than
I
a lot of
fully
other flat
understand the
earthers.
globe.
Like, when, what's his name? Mr. Flat Earth Offensive, Daryl dude, but took a level on a plane
I don't know
and
who that is.
said that
I don't know
disproved.
who that is.
D Marvel.
D Marvel, yeah.
D Marvel, I
He
know
took
that,
a
yeah.
level on a plane and said that because it didn't
I don't
change,
really
it disproved
think
the
that
Earth,
that's
so.
a good way to do anything, but
Well, that's cool. As long as
I-
you that
you know,
yes, better than
That's
a lot
literally
of flat
what you,
I
earthers.
just
you brought
kinda
up.
clearly
You said
explained to you guys
using a
that-
level on a plane.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just
But
saying
here's
that
a question for you,
using a
Joe.
level on a plane, you're not going to measure any orientation change. Using any instrument, you're not going to measure any orientation change, right? What would you? Is there an instrument on a jet that adjusts like it's? I don't
Joe,
know.
It's
what-
your assertion that the globe does not work.
That's
for
not what I'm
airplanes.
saying.
And
No,
and no,
that's not what I'm saying.
you said
No.
when you take off in a flight from one side, you fly to the other side of the Earth. The plane, according to the globe, would be upside down from where it started.
Yes,
And I said,
yes.
okay, how can you quantify that change? And you didn't
All I'm
yet
saying
answer how to
about that
quantify
is
that.
that nobody ever experiences that. Do you get
Okay,
what
how-
I'm saying?
I don't care about that. How would you quantify that? Our human perceptions are flawed.
You can't take an instrument and show me that the plane is going like this. Can you? Every 70 miles, it's going a degree. Can you measure that degree and show it to me?
It's your assertion that it doesn't match the globe. So you're reversing it, just trying to
No,
put something.
I'm not
on
saying
me.
that. You're saying that. Are you kidding me? You're saying that I don't. Basically, what you're saying is that I don't understand how the globe works, right? That's what you're
No,
saying
Joe,
right now.
I'm saying
Because
that
you're thinking that an
you
airplane
have-
flying over the curvature would be just flying over the curvature. Point I'm making is that you don't experience that. Period.
Right. Okay. Can I?
There's
seems
no
we're
way
around in
to
circles. So
experience that.
can I move the conversation forward a little bit? Right. Plumb
Yes,
bobs were mentioned as a tool, an instrument. Okay. Joe, if the Earth is flat, do you agree that all plumb bobs will be perfectly parallel?
Yes, I do. Up and down are the same
Right.
for everyone, I
Okay.
believe.
Then why do plumb bobs diverge? And if you say they don't,
really think
be aware
they do.
that I will
don't
present
know.
evidence that they do.
And I think that would be hard to measure. I've talked to two.
Well, no, it's been measured. I've got the. In fact, I'll just bring it up on screen for you, so everyone can see. It's been measured by professional people, you know. So let me just put this up. Where are we?
Toon, do you remember when we had this conversation? And I said you can't measure something like that with any measuring tool. And you said, "Oh, they have precise stuff."
You've said it can't be, but I don't know if that's the correct thing here. This might not be right in that.
I'm wondering how.
Do you see what's on the screen? Joe, do you see what's on the screen?
Yes, I see it.
Yeah. So what this is the thing you say can't exist. This is measurements of diverging plumb bobs. In fact,
how far away are
Baron Routledge, a surveyor, measured reciprocal zenith angles and posted a video of the process.
How far away are they?
Along with the field notes. The video and field notes are below. The plumb lines deviated 15.2 arc seconds over a distance of 1,158 feet. This confirms the Earth is convex and actually falsifies the fact the Earth is flat. Kind of also matches the radius of the Earth that we predict. So, yeah, if you would like more of the details about it, it's all contained here on this website, handily mctoon.net/RZA-Baron. And you can look at the video that he posted on TikTok and the spreadsheet, and here's the original logbook that he did all the measurements in. So, you just made the claim, Joe, that there is nothing that could measure diverging plumb bobs. I am now presenting to you measurements of diverging plumb bobs. What is your response?
My response is it's not very compelling because I'd have to honestly
weak
research
as fuck.
Craig, can you let me?
No. If your answer is it's not very compelling, that is not acceptable. Why is it not compelling?
That was the first 4 words of my
fucking pathetic answer.
Craig,
be better.
Craig, let him build his case about whatever he's building his case about.
That was the most pathetic answer I've ever heard.
All right, Craig, let him talk.
What I was saying
first
was that it's not very compelling. And that I would have to research more about it. I would have to look into how they measured it. I would have to know more about it in order for it to be compelling. Because for me, it's something that obviously you've looked into and you find.
So let me be clear: it's not compelling because you don't know about it. That's not what the fucking word compelling means, you moron.
No, that's exactly what compelling means.
No,
it's not compelling.
You don't get to say it's not compelling because you haven't looked at it. That's not how being compelling works. You don't know the English language, you dick flute.
Hold on. Craig, just
all right,
a second.
See you guys. Craig, that was it. Sorry,
Joe.
Mike. I love you guys, but I can't handle it. I don't like these toxic conversations.
Oh, I'm sorry,
go.
but you just lied so much. I'm sorry. Don't run away. Don't run away. I'm sorry. Carry on.
I'm going to be going, Craig, because this is a...
Just chill out and carry on. Just take it on the chin. Come on, carry on.
All right, Joe,
show some respect, because I've shown respect to you guys.
I'll show you respect when you show me respect, dude. Come on, carry on.
I do, Craig.
Joe, you mentioned that we talked about it before.
Yes.
I spoke of it specifically at Will Duffy's church in April. This was one of the main topics of the speech that I gave there that you were there for. So for you to now, months later, say, I don't know anything about it, it would make sense to me that you would have taken some time to look into it since then.
You mentioned that I'm a carpenter and that I have a lot of instruments like lasers that can do very precise measurements for distances, and you just point a laser and it shoots back and forth.
You can the distance. Yeah, you don't know the angles. Yeah,
I'm not talking about that, but when you measure something at a long distance, it's not. You can't count on that as much as maybe like it was 1,100 feet or something like that. I don't think you can measure precisely that distance with any kind of measuring equipment. Not that I know of.
Let's say that 1,100 feet is not a difficult distance to measure using a total station's EDM.
Okay,
right? But it doesn't matter because the measurement that's important isn't
the angle,
isn't the distance, it's the angle. Yeah.
And I think that
give
when
it
you're
plus or minus 100 feet,
and you're looking how far? This goes back to the same thing as the spherical axis. Is you're looking at this. It's not nearly as far as the spherical axis. I understand that, but when you're looking at distance, the air distorts things in many different ways, and you know that. I don't think that some of these are probably as precise as they're said to be. But that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right.
Opinions
And
are
like,
irrelevant
like I
to
was telling
facts.
Craig,
What
I would have
evidence
to
do you
look
have,
into
it's
it more
not.
to understand
So
it better.
Joe, I think you have some homework.
I'm not interested, man.
Oh,
there-
okay. So you
if
don't
there's
want to
things
fine.
research the
It's-
evidence.
It's a white flag then, Joe, right?
Yeah.
No,
If
it's
you're
not a
like-
white
if you're
flag.
like,
It is, man.
it's not
You guys
compelling.
say that the Earth's
I don't think
rotating
it's
when it's
important.
not.
I would have to
I've
look
measured
into
it's
it,
rotating.
but I won't look into it.
You did not.
I
You
measured
didn't
it's
measure the Earth
rotating.
rotate.
Yeah, I
You
measured
measured
the
the
Earth rotating.
stars rotate.
No,
not the
pendulums
Earth.
don't measure the stars. They can't see the stars.
What can't?
Pendulums
laser gyro?
can't see the stars, dudes. Nothing to do with the
Yeah,
stars.
pendulums
My experiment,
swing,
when I
dude,
measured
and
the Earth's rotation,
that doesn't
I was
measure
in a
the
building.
Earth.
You couldn't see the stars. It was during the day.
Measuring a pendulum isn't measuring the Earth.
Well,
dude.
it is because it matches the predictions of a rotating globe, which is how you do science.
Oh yes, of course. It matches the predictions, so it must
Yes.
be. I get it.
Well, that's how you do science and determine reality
No.
is by testing
You
predictions.
deny the stars rotating and infer that it's the Earth rotating. That's one big.
No, I've never
major
done
problem
that.
you guys
I've,
have.
Opposite
I've
topic.
never
Okay,
done that.
all right.
I am talking
No,
about
that's
if you
hold on
can't
a
see
second.
the stars.
Just a second.
My
Part of
experiment
it.
has nothing
The
to
Earth
do with
doesn't
the
spin,
stars.
The stars do.
Now, again, I didn't see the stars. I measured the Earth's rotation with a pendulum.
Stop. All right. We've been at this 2 hours. It's going in circles. I don't know how much either of you wanted to spend talking. Joe, I don't know what your schedule is. Craig, I know you've got a more open-ended schedule. Joe had asked, said he wanted to talk to me about something. I don't think today's the day to talk about EQ mounts. But so that we can just talk about for briefly, how much longer do we want to spend here?
I'm okay going for as long as Joe needs
You
to.
can unmute
I'm ready
yourself now.
to
Oops.
take off. Like I
Okay.
I'm ready for
I
it.
think
If
Craig-
Joe wants to run away, that's fine. If he wants to try and present some evidence for his case, that's fine.
Craig, he's
Craig,
not,
I will run away.
he's not
graciously.
running away. It's been
I
2
do-
hours. It's a
I-
fair amount of time.
Can we each have like a 1 minute closing statement just to kind of get a point across that we feel? And me and Craig.
Yeah, all right. So neither of you,
Clive.
whoever goes first or second, don't have your closing statement be a response to the other person's closing
okay,
statement.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Both pretend that your closing statement is in isolation
Yes,
to the other
yes.
person's closing statement. All right.
Thank you
Then
for the
then we'll
reminder.
wrap it up. Joe has, or not Joe. Craig has some super chats and stuff to read here. I'll stick around.
Go
for
ahead,
that.
Craig. You go first, or if you want me to, I
No,
will.
after
Your
you.
choice.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna make mine.
There's basically one point that I was trying to make through all of this, and it doesn't seem to me like it was acknowledged or perceived the way that I see it, but that's okay. I tried, and I think we did better than the last debate, Craig. I think you'll agree. It was a little bit better. It got pretty bad, the last one. But the point I would want Craig to look into, and I'm not telling Craig he's wrong or right, but the stars on your left and on your right, if you're facing east or west, are spinning, and they're all going the same direction around the Earth. And I understand you think it's the Earth that's spinning on one axis, but it is one direction. And the idea that clockwise and counterclockwise are different is actually that they're the same, and they're spinning the same direction, and you're perceiving it from two sides of that rotational plane. That's my point.
Thanks, Joe. Craig.
Okay. The Earth's a globe and rotates, and as a consequence of that, the sky has 2 points of rotation. This is undeniable. It is a fact. 1 point of rotation, clockwise. 2nd point of rotation, counterclockwise. That's been my point the entire time. That's it. It's as simple as that. And that is a consequence of the Earth being a globe and the Earth rotating. And we stand on that thing that is rotating. Therefore, we see the stars do those things. I am not physically saying, and I have never been saying, that the stars are physically rotating in different ways, because the stars aren't rotating in my model. In my model, the Earth is rotating and we see the stars move because of that. a consequence of my model is that the stars have 2 points of rotation in the sky. That's been my point the entire time. It's as simple as that. As I said at the beginning, I do apologize for my behavior in the first debate. I am struggling extremely with mental health issues, and I am trying to do that whilst being FTFE. And unfortunately, talking to flat earthers is quite painful.
All right, thank you, Craig. Joe, I got this, and we didn't
Cool.
get to it tonight. So some other time.
Yeah. Hey, Craig,
Maybe-
can I say
does
something to
it-
Craig just on a
Does it
personal note?
sound funny when I talk into it?
It sounds like
little bit.
lightning bouncing off the dome, dude. Can I say something to you, Craig, on a personal note?
Yeah.
Nothing having to do with the debate. I hope your mental health is improving, and I just want to encourage you to, keep trucking through the challenges that you have, bro.
Thank you.
I do care about it.
I appreciate it. Like, life is hard when you're in chronic pain. But
And one other thing, can I add to that?
Please,
Seek
make it
out
Quick, man.
something that's changed it for me, and you know what it is, man. Just look to the heavens, and I think you understand.
no, I'm cool
Seek-
with that. Thanks.
seek that out, but I know. I feel like it's helpful for people that are going through challenging things. So, but yeah,
Thank you.
keep strong. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, thank you,
All right,
Joe, for coming
thanks,
on.
Joe.
I do appreciate it. All
right, guys.
See if there's any questions for you quickly in the chat, if that's all right. One
All right,
sec.
I'll stick around now that we're not yelling at each other.
Keep the answers, like, don't go into depth on the answers, right? And
I got an essay. I wrote an essay on the first one, so
Exactly. Don't do that.
all right. You can remind me during my answers if I get long.
Ernie Matthews asks you for $5, what shape are the planets when you look through a telescope?
Circle.
Well, they're clearly
Well, I mean,
spherical, aren't
Saturn. They appear to be spherical. Yes.
they? Yeah.
And then that's what they look like. Yeah. And I do have nice telescopes, guys.
CV McCullough says, Joe, create a 2-mile flat surface on a globe. Place a ball at each end of the surface, and what would happen to the balls?
I don't understand the context.
If the Earth's a
just,
globe and you put a tangent point that's 2 miles long,
Okay.
and on either end of that 2 miles you place balls, what would happen to those balls?
I guess depending on, I don't know. Would they just? What do you mean? What would happen? How would you see them, or what do you mean?
Would,
No, I
would
guess
they
I don't
move?
understand.
Would they just stay still? What, based on the globe model, what would the balls do?
Probably stay still. I don't know the. I
They
don't
would move
understand
towards
the
the middle.
question.
Is the answer to the
Okay,
question.
I don't understand the question. Sorry.
That's okay, fine. That's all the questions for you, Joe. So, yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. Hey, and you guys, one more thing I gotta say before I take off. Send your super chats to MC Toon, because somehow I just heard this last night, and it was entertaining to me. Somehow he has offered to pay some bill of Austin's for an attorney or something. And I don't know the whole story, but it was quite entertaining. Send Toon your
It
super
was.
chats. He's going to need them.
It
Were you
was
speaking to Austin
entertaining.
last night?
Yeah, it was good. It was on Toon's channel, right? You recorded it?
It was 2 hours of
It was
Austin,
entertaining, man.
Austin being a crybaby, whining, refusing to accept my apologies, refusing to accept my offer to
I would say
park all of our animosity until after the trip.
I would say that you guys are
It was
on
a
your
mess.
way. You guys are on your way to becoming not I'm not saying best friends or something, but you guys are gonna be able be agreeable. And I'm just saying, I know that Austin's a very nice person. I've met you in person more than
Austin's
once.
not a nice person.
and
He's
you are
become a
a
Nazi
nice
on
person.
X. I'm
But-
sorry. I
but
will
like
refute
Austin
the claim that
said,
Austin is
when
a
you
good
meet
person.
people in person, they're not internet chat nasty.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
And-
I
so
have
it's a
to
different
refute the claim of Austin being a good person, because he has literally become a Nazi on X, which I I will never speak to him in a nice way.
Well, and that's up to you. That's
Well,
we all can.
Everyone should always
do
punch
whatever
Nazis. It's just a fact.
No comment on any of that.
All right.
I think actually I'm with Mike. I think Mike said I'm not in a position to have much of any conversation about that.
Oh no, I'm with Joe on that particular, not Joe. I'm with Craig on that particular action.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually hear what Craig was talking, but I did hear the N-A word that I didn't. I think that's what I heard. The little mustache word.
Yeah.
That's what I think I heard, but that's why I was like, I don't know.
Mr. Toffees for £2
All right.
says,
All right,
McFlatty
Joe.
was robbed. I call a fix. All right, yeah, Joe, thanks very much, buddy. We'll catch you another time, all right?
All right, guys, you guys have a good one. It wasn't
Thank
that bad. And keep it flat. All right. Much love.
Jim Hardy says, don't advocate for violence. In general, I don't advocate for violence. However, you should always punch Nazis. And I will always say that. The reason why Nazis exist is because people were tolerant of them. Do not ever be tolerant of those that are intolerant. Sorry. The saying goes, if there's 5 people at a table and one of them's a Nazi, and the other 4 don't say anything, there's 5 Nazis. All right, and the things that Austin has been saying on X recently are fucking disgusting, and he should be ashamed of himself as a human being and as a father. That is horrific. And if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, just go and look at his feed on X. Make sure you've got an empty stomach, because you might bring it up. Toon, that was frustrating.
The thing is, and this is what's frustrating about Joe, is he refuses to kind of try to figure things out and to have a description of what's going on. He's like, well, this is what happens, right? The observation. And I know this thing. He thinks he knows that the Earth is flat. Therefore, they're compatible with each other. But he doesn't, he won't do, I tried to help him build a model, and he wanted to move the stars to the ground. Like, you don't think they're on the ground. Why would I do that? He didn't get that. Can I say, I'll say first that I am planning to go to Antarctica. And I don't know if everybody here has heard that yet, but I'm planning to go to Antarctica with Will. I just decided last Friday to do that. The crying from Austin has been fantastic.
Is he crying because you're going?
I'll tell you a little bit more about the Cry Fest in a minute. Okay. But anyway, if you are interested, anybody's interested in helping to get me there, it's expensive to get there. $31,000 just to get on the plane once I'm in Chile, with the flights there, the board and lodging there, the gear I have to buy. So I have a GoFundMe for $40,000. And a couple other ways that you can help as
link
well.
That is in the description of this video.
Yeah, with the GoFundMe, you're protected. If I don't do it, you're not charged. So, and if you do, but they take 3%. If you want to do PayPal or Cash App, they take a smaller percent. If I don't do it, I'll reverse those, send them back to you. So,
and you'll be taking the atomizer to deal with all the Flerfs, right?
Well, yeah, the problem is if you can't leave garbage there. So,
well, that's why we use the atomizer, because there's nothing left.
Well, there's not nothing left. It's them spread everywhere, and then people are actually breathing them in. Gross.
True. I mean, yeah. It's
okay, so last night, right? I went to the Earth Awakening's Discord server.
I'm banned from there.
And to specifically ask them, which took over 2 hours just to get to this, what would you guys like me to do when I'm there? And I only really got one. I got a couple, like, weigh something, right, to see if the weight changes. Napalm suggested that I just walk due south for a day and a half and then turn around and walk back, which would mean he wants me to die.
Yeah. Please don't do that.
Yeah. I said, why don't you ask Austin and Jaron to do that?
Maybe not Jaron. Right? I don't mind him, but Austin can do it. Oh shit, he's got a child.
Yeah. So anyway, then Austin came in, right? The topic was talking about the trip. Well, Austin came in and then whined that I had said I'm going to go. So what happened is Will had given a deadline of Thursday last week to Austin and Jaron. They missed that. I woke up Friday morning and I asked Will, hey, did they sign? He's like, nope. I said, well, then I can go, because I had my own rule for myself was, well, I'm not gonna like stop Austin from going by saying I'm gonna go. So I didn't ever hint that I was gonna go to publicly. And it wasn't until after, like about a week and a half ago that I actually thought about maybe going. And then when that deadline crossed, I'm like, well, Austin is past the deadline, so let's do it. And I let Jaron know before they had signed, right? So Will then extended the deadline, right? He's flexible. But I let them know before they actually signed so that they could make that informed decision that I was going.
Yeah.
So they couldn't, so I wasn't going to do it after the fact, right? Because that would be then a bit more, a little more suspicious to do that, I would say. So anyway, Austin whined and made up stories about what he thought I was doing and why he thought I was doing it. All this.
What were the stories?
It was great. And then he exposed himself as a liar in front of 650 people. So what had happened was on Twitter, he said that he had been looking over the contract with his attorney.
I saw that. Yeah.
I suspected that he wasn't. And I have some knowledge about a claim that he made that's opposite that claim. So he made two claims, opposite claims. They can't both be true. They contradict each other. The law of non-contradiction, as he likes to mention.
Yes.
So I called his bluff on that. I did a video saying, well, I don't think that you talked to your lawyer about it. So have your lawyer contact me so that I can, email me, so that I'm going to ask them to mail me the bill. Anyway, he thought, well, he asserted that I was telling a narrative that he did not have a lawyer. I never said that. He lied about that.
No, you just said you'd pay the bill for his lawyer.
Yep. And I said that. So it was very clear what I was asserting. I was asserting that he did not speak with his lawyer, but I have since I've received a PDF of the bill. So when Austin emailed me a PDF of the bill, it wasn't from his attorney. It was from Austin, right? It wasn't his attorney sending me the bill. It was Austin sending me the bill. So I said, have him mail it to this address. I gave him my mailing address. And in the email response, he was pissy. He's a little whiny baby all the time. My gosh. And then last night he was whiny, and he eventually then admitted that he had lied about having an attorney, that he didn't have an attorney to some people.
He admitted it.
What's that?
He admitted that he lied.
He admitted that he lied. He said it was a tactical lie.
What?
Which for some reason he thinks is acceptable.
Right, hold on. A tactical lie is okay, but do you remember the hissy fit he threw when Will was being, keeping things secret?
Yes.
To keep the mystique about it. That's completely evil, and he's a demon, but Austin's allowed to publicly make a tactical lie. Oh my fucking God. But like the tweet that he said that he'd gone over it with his attorney wasn't even. He was saying, "Oh, the contract says that if it doesn't go ahead, then I'm financially liable for it." But it doesn't. The contract says that if you don't turn up and the flight's already paid for, then you got to pay him back, basically, right?
Yeah. The thing that he was taking an issue with was he said, "Well, if the flight is canceled to Chile, then he would have to pay it back." But the contract that was tied, that he'd had a screenshot of the contract in his claim saying things outside your control, you don't have to pay back. So what would be outside of his control? A flight being canceled is outside of his control. So I read that. I'm like, there's no way a lawyer would say that. A lawyer knows for sure that a flight is outside of his control. And so why would Austin say something like that? So that's why, of the two things, either he lied about going over it with his attorney, or the opposite lie. One of them had to be, I thought, well, he lied about going over it with his attorney. Since his attorney has generated a bill, then I don't think his attorney is dumb enough to actually falsify that information. because an attorney knows that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So now I think the other thing he said is a lie, which I haven't posted yet. I want to get the paper in hand first. So, but then before any of that, he's like, oh, I figured it out. Here's what happened. And then he said something to the fact of that he had tactically lied.
So what's his why is he crying about you going? What's he saying that you're planning and doing?
I don't know what does he think I'm doing? I don't know. Why, they're like, oh, well, they claimed that I knew it from the beginning and I've been planning from the beginning.
Yeah. Right.
It's not true, but why does that make a difference? Why is it an issue if I go or not go for Austin? Why is, and I think the reason why I initially was like, I'm not going to go was because I didn't want my going to jeopardize somebody else not going that should go.
Yeah.
But after they missed the deadline, I'm like, well, that reason is gone.
Yeah. But
right?
then they both accepted now after you've done it.
Yeah.
So, they're
yeah,
gonna have to deal with it.
Which is great. I think it's fantastic that he's still planning to go.
Eric Burns says that you should run the bill that you've got through ChatGPT to see if it was made with ChatGPT.
No, it wasn't. I did. It was a PDF.
Right.
PDF is a programming language that I write in. Well, I haven't written in for a few years, but I looked at the actual source code in my text editor, BB Edit.
Right. So it's where it's come from and stuff.
So yeah, so I examined it. I know things about it that suggest to me that it was generated by a lawyer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I still don't think he's going to go, Austin. I think he's going to come up with some excuse. Jaren, my opinion on Jaren has greatly changed, and I think that he will go and actually is looking for the truth about that, despite his stubbornness about conspiracies in general. But I think Austin is as much as a liar and a grifter as Dirth is, and I don't think he's going to go.
I don't know.
Hey, if I'm wrong, then
currently it's a mess.
Toon can delete his channel.
What's that?
Nothing.
No, that's not going to happen. I don't know. That's if you're interested in watching that mess.
I think I am.
7.5 hour video.
Well, I'm still watching it with
Austin comes in somewhere after. Here, let me see. Let me get the offset where he comes in. He comes in at 2 hours and 24 minutes, I think.
Right. Dick Wayne, I see you in the chat. Nope. Don't worry, we're gonna have our conversation. It's fine.
Okay. For everybody interested, at 3 hours and 15 minutes into the video is where you probably want to start about for that part.
3 hours 15, right? I'll remember that.
Yeah.
People are complaining that my camera's wrong way around, so there you go. It was confusing them. Mr. Toffee said that McFlatty was robbed with the golden ticket.
Yeah, he's pouting.
Yeah, I mean, his mom told him he couldn't go anyway. She was like, "Look, you're still grounded because of the last time."
Dude, he you know what he did just the other day? He poured Diet Dr. Pepper on his mom's new laptop.
His mum had to have the toilet replaced after we were talking, and she's actually sent me the bill for that because she said I should have stopped it. But I mean,
she held you responsible, huh?
I mean, I told him not to, but he kept eating the Diet Dr. Pepper mixed with gummies and raw coffee. You look a bit ill there, Toon. I don't understand.
I don't. Yeah.
Dapper Dinosaur, who's been a member for 7 months, says no buffering. Albert Harb. I hope everyone has notifications set for Star Trek Lexington Episode 1, A World with a Bluer Sun. Will you be watching the nerdness?
I I probably won't watch
no,
it
wrong
live.
answer. You will watch it.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yes, I definitely will be watching it. I won't be commenting in the live chat because no reason at all. I will definitely be watching it live though.
You know you're going to be a guest character at some point, right? We're going to make sure that every now and then we might have we need an Ensign Ricky that wears a red shirt to go on a mission. You know.
What? No, I don't. I don't look good in red shirts.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're only suitable for red shirt in Star Trek. In fact,
no.
the character Ensign Ricky, he's been in Starfleet for 27 years, and tomorrow's his retirement day.
He's been working cleaning the nacelle tubes every day diligently for 27 years, thinking I'm gonna have such a sweet retirement after all these nacelle tubes.
Yep. Ensign Ricky, you're on an away mission today. Wait, what? No, I need to clean it. No, the nacelles are fine. You're going down to the planet with... Oh, for fuck's sake.
With the unknown alien.
Yeah.
The tar monster is going to be down there.
Oh, I'm so excited about this because everyone knows I'm a humongous Star Trek nerd, and I like video games and games and stuff. And for me, this feels like when I was a little kid and I was getting a new video game, and I'm really excited. So yeah. Make sure you tune in on Friday and on subscribe to Top Hats Off. Please put the link in the chat, all my friends. It's a Rubik's for $2. Says, remember, NASA is always watching. Yeah, Toon, do you always get that funny feeling when you're in the shower as well? Because NASA are watching?
No, because I watch them too. I have a screen in my shower where I watch them.
Oh, you just stare at them whilst you're washing yourself?
Yeah, it's reciprocal. So it's good. Yeah, you should have that installed. Ask Betsy down at HR.
Betsy was fired 2 years ago.
She still returns my emails. Betsy.
Yeah, no, she doesn't work for that.
She said it's her. She said she wants to use her Gmail account instead of because there was some issue.
I think that you've just let a random woman install a two-way screen in your shower, Toon. I'm going to be frank with you.
Oh. Speaking of that, hold on. I pinned a comment. This one was weird.
Okay.
I pinned a comment on. Hold on. You've got to. Is this it? Yep. All right. Go to my most recent video on. I want you to read the whole thing. Pull it up on screen. My most recent video on Conspiracy Tunes. Read the pinned comment.
Recently, how sunsets work. That one.
Flatty claims first law of thermodynamics is wrong. Is the?
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. So Becky does it is a flirt.
There we go. Yes.
I'm super excited to be.
Right. First, so pinned by Conspiracy Tunes. Becky does it 9311. Toon, I'll support your trip to Antarctica. I can only do $5, but I'll double it if you send me some naked photos of yourself.
That's all you need to read.
That might be Betsy. Yeah.
It's a flirt that is making a request of that. But hold on a second. Should I be insulted? Because the offer is only $5. I'll double it. Double the $5 for this.
I mean, are you saying you wouldn't send some nudes for a tenner?
I'm saying it would not be value for them.
Right. Yeah. No. Actually, you know what? Toon, I think as you and I are both YouTubers, and obviously we're going to be two of the biggest YouTubers in the world, I think we both need to make an agreement right now that number one, we don't do anything like talking to children or anything, but that seems to happen with a lot of them. So we won't do that, even though we're going to be big YouTubers. And also, we don't send nude pictures to people that ask for them online. I just think, as you know, we're going to be online for quite a while. These things are important.
Yeah, I mean, those things are basically don't even need to be spoken. But yeah,
well, why does no one listen and the big YouTubers keep doing this? Like Dr. Diddle Kids. I mean, Dr. Disrespect.
Doctor who?
Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, I don't know about that.
One of the probably one of the world's biggest streamers. He got fired from Twitch a few years ago, and no one really knew why. And then a couple of months ago, one of the Twitch employees released the reason why. It's because he was talking to a minor through their internal messaging and arranging to do naughty things with them. This is a guy who's married with kids and has already gone through a whole thing about cheating on his wife with a pretty young person.
Yeah, see, all right. So look, the Canadian Space Advocate has the correct answer to that.
I'll give $20 for these pictures never to exist. Yeah, guys, unless I get another $5,000 in super chats, Toon's nudes are getting out. Just how we... It's not my fault. You guys get to decide, you know? Mr. Shonk $5 says, was what you said that bad? Did you say like a slur or something? No, I was just a bit of a dick to Joe last time, to be fair. But, you know, it's fine. Snowflame, with their third super chat on the channel, says for $5, tell them the truth. I threatened Elon I'd stop my shipments of magic high-grade Colombian white. He quickly upped your bandwidth afterward. Yeah, he was really afraid to lose out on that. So. Tivo Pritmaki, member for 1 month, says flat Earth believers are always Americans. Well, unfortunately, there's quite a lot of British ones as well.
Hi, my name is Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
I know. Nathan shouldn't be saying things.
Hey guys, you want to hear a funny story while we're all chatting, dude? I'm dating a first grader.
Nathan! We just had this chat about not doing those things. For fuck's sake. And by the way, guys, I didn't make that up. That was words that Nathan Thompson actually said. Mr. Toffees for £5 says, it's a big difference if you'd seen both Northern and Southern Hemisphere skies. I'd rather believe someone who's seen in person both, which I have. Joe, I don't imagine, has left his state.
So, all right, let me read the quote from Austin from last night. I have it up here from the YouTube transcript.
Okay, dokie.
So the background is those two pieces of evidence I have. The one that what he said on Twitter, claiming that he had been going over it with his lawyer, and the other piece of evidence, which I was nebulous about last night, that contradicts it, right? So he says, oh no, okay, wait. So this whole narrative they're running, right? It's if he sends the bill through the mail and it's not true, it's fraud. Yeah, but he did send it. I don't think the lawyer would do fraud. Oh, that's the whole thing. He thinks that this is so funny. I guess he's going to claim that he has something. Yeah. This is what's so funny is what he probably has. I've put it all together. He's running his mouth super fast right now. Me too. And Don, okay, he has a screenshot where other times I may have led others to believe I hadn't talked to my attorney.
So
he said that in front of 667 people.
So now he's trying to say that he never said that he didn't talk to an attorney.
Well, he just admitted he has a screenshot where other times I may have led others to believe I hadn't talked to an attorney. So
right,
he just there said last night live that there exists some unknown number of other people that he has spoken to saying that he had not talked to an attorney, while on Twitter he said he had talked to his attorney. This was at 5 hours 19 minutes into that video.
Hey, Toon, how do you know if Austin Whitsitt is lying?
His mouth is moving.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, Steve Revel.
And what does it?
Sorry, go on.
Well, what does the lying narcissist do when they're caught lying? They scramble.
Yeah.
Right? They try to turn it around. They play victim. They blame the other people. Right? So listen, I may have even said that. I may even said, oh, like I've kind of done it myself. I haven't quite talked to my attorney yet. He's saying these are the things he might have said. And yet I've already been very transparent about why I did that. So he's been transparent about why he lied. He admitted to lying, and now he's been transparent about why he lied. Oh, you've been busted because I said it. I say, so you're admitting to lying to somebody else about talking to your attorney. This is about you lying, and you just admitted to lying. It's me.
Yeah.
Right now, the egg is on your face, Austin. You just admitted to lying. And then he goes, now here's where the narcissist turns around. He's so triggered because this is his big gotcha. Yeah, it is. Right? Okay, so I don't remember exactly what I said. I do remember something to the effect of me implying, I don't know if I directly said it, but maybe I did. You did.
You did.
I don't remember, but I remember implying that I had done it myself before I let my attorney, something like that, right? He's doubling down on the lie. And it's because I was trying to trying to walk back that I had already let it out, right? That I was talking to my attorney. And the reason for this, as I've said 5 times, is because I didn't necessarily want Duffy under it. Right? So he's turning it around. He's like, oh, I was transparent. I was tactically lying.
That's the opposite of transparency, Austin.
Tactically lying is under the category of lying. Mr. I'd never lie. Mr. You slander. You're slandering me because you're saying I'm lying. Just admitted to it.
But you lied. It's not slander if you actually lied.
Yeah. All right. Get back to your super chats. I'm sorry.
Oh, Austin, I'm going to enjoy watching that tomorrow. Steve Revel, member for 5 months, says, good morning from Australia. Nice to be back. Yeah, hope your arms aren't too sore from all that hanging on upside down. Odin's Rage, member for 7 months, says, I am relatively annoyed by the bog standard idiocy. Yeah, flat earthers might not be for you then, because there's a lot of that. Mr. Toffee's gifts 5 memberships because he's just that awesome. And Odin's Rage, then 10 Canadian dollars, says, and I heard as it were the sound of stupid, and all those with brain cells wept tears of unfettered rage, until the combination of Dunning-Kruger made idiocy made flesh. And that was how flat earthers were born. JSS Tiger for $10, by day 2 in Antarctica, Toon and Witsit will be sitting around a fire drinking beer and getting high reminiscing of times past.
That's an unlikely scenario, but okay, I'm in.
Oh, Witsit, it won't be there. Trust me. Stevie McCullough, $2 says, once again, the evidence disproves their claim. Yeah, they fucking hate it when that happens, by the way. Stuart James, $1.99 says, does Toon's budget bin Witsit clone have a 160 IQ? What do you reckon? Is Joe's IQ about 160?
Oh, Joe's an excellent carpenter.
Yeah, that wasn't what I asked. I know that was very diplomatic of you.
Craig, there are
You said it
flatties
right.
that are toxic, right? I don't want Austin to not be a flatty. I don't want Oakley or Thompson.
No,
right?
we don't want them.
They must be flatties forever. But Joe's a nice guy. I do like him. I would very much like it if he stopped being a flatty.
He's bloody annoying and frustrating and really quite rude and arrogant, but he isn't the worst of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a flat earther, he's not bad.
Level.
Shut up, Bev. Odin's Rage, $5 Canadian says, I don't know if this wet noodle smooth brain even has a point. Now, I waited 2 hours for him to make a point. He failed. Did you notice any points from Joe?
No points.
No, I didn't. The evidence hurts for $2 says, Craig, stop trying to explain this Flerf is Riri. Steve Revel, $2.99 says he backed himself into a corner and almost got trapped. Yeah, that's what happens when Flerfs try to get dressed in the morning. They get in the corner and they've got like their head through one of the armholes, their legs out with the other one. They're just totally trapped. Is that what you meant? Right? I think it was.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. NA for $6.66. Hail Sagan. I think if you drew it in crayons, then gave him the cookie, he might understand it a little better. No, he would eat the crayon, even though we also gave him cookies. Cookie crayons. Mr. Toffees for £5 says, want some food, FTFE? I'm ordering food and charging it to your NASA account. Yeah, I'll get a chicken kebab, please. Thanks. I think Toon's got my address. Just ask him.
I do.
Mr. Toffee's
It's hold on. I know it from the top of my head. It's Craig, Kreg McNeil, NASA headquarters, PO Box 33.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%, except you spelled my name wrong. Mr. Toffee for £2 says pepperoni and pineapple pizza. All right, please ban him, somebody.
What? Pepperoni and pizza?
Pepperoni and pineapple.
Oh, that sounds good.
No.
Yes, please.
Someone ban Toon, please.
Yes, I'll have some.
Steve Revel for $2.99 says dig that hole deeper, Joe. Doug, dig. Toon kept messaging me. He's like, just let him dig a hole.
Yeah.
Just let him be stupid. Okay.
You want to read our chats? I'm like, Craig, let him talk. First law of Flerf.
Okay, it's happening. Nathan Bishop, $5 says Joe isn't a carpenter. That requires intelligence. He's probably a laborer. No, he actually is a carpenter, and is somehow quite good at that job.
Yeah,
I think
people are good at things. People are bad at things. He's great at carpentry. He's bad at understanding the shape of the earth.
Yeah, he put all of his experience points into carpentry and just left everything else as 0. Intelligence, 0.
Yes.
Likability, 0. Height, 0. It was just carpentry. That's all he had. Mark Grondin, member for 12 months. That's once around the sun. Says, thanks for all you do. Always enjoy watching. Don't know how you put up with all this stupid, though. I'm not real. I am a hologram. It's as simple as that. When you guys turn off the YouTube, both Toon and I don't exist anymore.
Yeah. So keep it going.
Please don't do that, because my wife gets quite annoyed. Sometimes you just turn off the YouTube when I'm driving the car. Don't do that!
Yeah. Have some responsibility, people.
You saw what happened when Simon Dan teleported me out of the car, right? I had to get a whole new family cloned.
I know that the camper van went into the ditch.
Simon Dan will never learn. And he doesn't care that every time he uses that teleporter, the Earth's temperature raises by about half a degree.
I know.
Did you see him mashing the button?
Here, Dick Wayne says, where did I study to get all my knowledge of the shape of the Earth? Craig, do you know the answer to that question?
You didn't.
Nope. My answer is I successfully completed 8th grade math and science.
Oh, I thought Dick Wayne was talking about himself. No, Dick Wayne, you didn't study. MC Toon and I both,
we both graduated 8th grade math and science successfully.
Yeah. There we go. It was that easy. Yeah. Oh, right. We got indoctrinated. I see. Yeah. General E. Shady for $5 Australian says, theoretically, put a blindfold and earmuffs on Joe, take him anywhere on the planet in 24 hours, remove blindfold, etc. His flight and train, he'd not know. What? I'm not sure what you mean there. I may have read that wrong, or you didn't use enough words. But thank you. I think you're trying to say that he wouldn't know where he was on Earth. Stephen McCullough for $5 says, Joe created... Oh, we did that one. And then Mr. Toffee gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. That's 10 new members today. PJ for $2 says, 2 hours. He tried to make 1 point and failed. Yeah, no. There was 0 points made by Joe. Typical flat Earth kind of thing. Alison for $2 Australian says, just joined. Did you guys talk about navigation? No, as soon as we talk about navigation, Flerfs run away. Don't you have some kind of challenge Toon about navigation? Some $10,000?
It is currently on pause, but yeah.
Yeah, and no
to do celestial navigation using only flat Earth, and for some reason, all the people that said that you could do it couldn't do it.
No, they measure the Earth flat, but apparently,
for $10,000, it wasn't enough motivation for them. They're like, I couldn't be bothered.
I guess they just don't want $10,000. Weird. Stephen McCullough for $2 says, what would Jesus do? Well, he would punch a Nazi. Probably.
Craig, did you know that Jesus died for everybody's sins except for Nazis?
Yeah, except for Nazis.
That may be hyperbole, but
he was giving out bread and wine. He was giving out bread and wine, and the Nazis turned up. He's like, "Fuck you,
fish." Fish.
Yeah, he was going out fishing bread, and the Nazis were in the queue, and he's like, "Oh, guys, it's all run out, but there's loads over there." No, that's for other people. Sorry, guys, there's none left for you. My bad. I like that. Jesus died for everyone's sins except Nazis. I'm going to use that. Alexander L 999 says MC Toon, whilst trying to get you to admit to a lie for 2 hours, only to admit that he lied and you were right, was pure gold on my 2-hour road trip commute. Austin, brilliant. Stephen McCullough for $5 says he tried to show that it was planned and underhanded, and that Mike tried to elicit mail fraud. It meets with the illusion that MC Toon is behind the final experiment. Oh, the delusion is beautiful.
As if that would change a thing.
I know, right?
Why would that change a thing? Here's a free gift for you to go to Antarctica to test the claim that you've been making as a community for a decade. Oh, I couldn't. Oh no! Why whining, complaining, moaning? But earlier today, Lizbeth was out, won the trip, and she almost cried. She was so excited. That's
amazing.
The right way to respond to something like this.
Yeah.
Instead of 3 months of bitching that Austin did.
Mr. Toffee's £2 says Whitsitt cried and lied for 2.5 hours. Oh, it's always fun to watch that. Alexander L199 says at 5 hours and 20 minutes, Whitsitt admits to lying. I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow. Stephen McCullough, $5. Hours of stating that Toon can usurp a contract to make a hit piece. I don't understand why he's the problem. Austin has an unhealthy obsession. Yeah, well, it's narcissism. Blame everyone else apart from him. He has no responsibility for anything. Everyone else is the bad person and to blame for all the problems in the world. Mr. Toffees for £2 says, I'll start the non-Toon naked fund then. Sorry guys, we didn't get enough. Toon's going to have to send his nudes. They'll be posted on his channel tomorrow. He's just told me. Glober Mum, who is amazing and awesome, says Nathan Oakley knows how his balls taste by taking yoga lessons from Eric Dubay. Oh, he wants to give everyone a taste. Brock Blocker, 5th super chat on the channel, $5. Is Toon good to do a 72-hour stream to raise some money?
I am planning on doing something, and we're looking at schedules.
My Mum Bakes Cakes for $5 Australian says Whitsitt is the new member of the 7 in Boys. He replaced Translucent and is Mr. Transparent. The Evidence Hurts for $2 says...
Hold on, what are the 7 in Boys?
The 7 in the Boys. It's the Boys version of the Justice League.
This is the Boys version? What's this from? Is this Marvel?
From the Boys. It's a different thing. Okay. The Boys is like a satire of superhero stuff. You should watch it. It's amazing.
Oh. Yeah. You know, Craig, I don't watch TV or cartoons or anime or movies. I spend my time dedicated to watching Flatties so that I can bring education and entertainment to our audiences.
I know, and your therapist earns a lot of money from it, right?
I don't have a therapist. Dick Wayne says, using only a curved horizontal axis, can you triangulate a position? Yeah?
Yes.
Wow.
It's not hard. Yeah. The Evidence Hurts for $2 says he ate the crayons and drew with the cookies. Marcel Maru for $2 Canadian says Joe had 1 point. His head is quite pointy. Stephen McCullough, $2 says Brian Leakey also cried this morning. Yeah, it must have been that injury on his face. I noticed, just like me, your nose healed quite quickly.
It got better. So for no known reason, Brian came on to the final experiment golden ticket announcement thing because Will brought in 10 different people, and Brian's came in with a thing across his nose, right? Didn't say, oh hey, I got in a fight with the chipmunk. He just had that on his nose. So
we should always have that from now on.
And he was the first one kicked. And it was so good.
Oh, Flerfs, endless entertainment. Well, Toon, thank you very much for coming on and moderating and, well, you know, also helping destroy Joe's stupidity. I very much appreciate it. Next Wednesday, guys, we're going to do a stream over on Toon's channel. Whatever that may be, we'll figure that out. From now on, every Wednesday, Toon and I will be doing some kind of stream together. My channel one week, his channel the next, and, you know, you guys have to watch it, because if you don't, Daniel Pratt will be sent directly to your home.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. That's the NASA rules. We don't do it. If you don't watch our channel, Pratt gets sent out. Please don't make that happen.
Yeah. For the betterment of humanity.
Yeah. Don't, you know, he's not supposed to leave his house, to be fair. There's an ankle monitor situation. We shouldn't talk about it.
he's chained to the water heater, you know.
Oh, well, Toon, thank you very much, buddy. And I'm going to finish up the stream now and then go to bed, because I have to go to the gym in about 4 hours.
All right. I'll see you.
Well, thanks very much, bud. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
All right.
Record.
Toon is awesome. You should definitely be subscribed to him. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm still fighting copyright strikes for using the airplane song, so we can't do that at the moment. So you can have me and Toon rapping instead, because I think, I don't know, maybe I hate you or something.
Here we go.
MC Toon, drop that beat.
All right. Let it flow. Let yourself go. So I know that is the tempo.
So, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. Yo, it's MC Toon, the debunking tycoon. I shatter flat earthers, make them face the moon. Your attempts are decent, but they'll swoon in the face of my logic like a deflated balloon.
Oh, MC Toon, the one to soon cartoons. On the real stage, send it first to their views. Your theories are like old brooms, sweeping ignorance or just spreading the views.
FTFE stands for fumbling the facts, evidently. I drop truth bombs so splendidly. Your approach is soft, mine's unrelenting. I bring the science while you're just venting.
MC Toon, the buffoon with silver spoon. I have some pseudoscience, make them change their tune. You're the sidekick, I'm the rude. When it comes to debunking, I'm the rude.
But hey, FTFE, we share the creed to educate and debunk, plant the seed. Though in this rap, it's clear indeed I've got the upper hand in word and deed. All right, hold on a second. The Zoom call died. Everything died.
NA for $66.60. Hail Sagan says, hit me up on Discord. No worries, buddy. I will do. Thank you very much.
What is a full moon and what is a new moon on your model?
Probably like a magnetic cycle, and just like the center of a ferrocell cell image of a magnet.
I think it's probably like a magnetic cycle, just like the center of a ferrocell spiral. Image of a magnet, it's just black in the middle. It's actually pure inertia, not just a little. In the ferrocell image of a magnet, it actually goes into its inertial state, then charges back up. It becomes like etherically displaced. Yeah, you start to see it charge up once more, and it goes back like it did before. Once it becomes like etherically spaced, you see it charge up and take its place. Oh, shucks. Ain't that so? That's how moon phases work, fam. Pass the dresser. In the magnet's heart, centrifugal divergence flies. Centripetal convergence pulls. Defying all science, etheric whispers sing. Light and shadow blend. Magnetic cycles spin. Where physics seems to end. In the ferrocell image of a magnet, it actually goes into its inertial state, then charges back up. It it becomes like etherically displaced. Yeehaw! Grab your partner, swing 'em round, magnetic cycles up and down. Either song in the air, hillbilly science everywhere. Cause it's like etherically displaced. Yeehaw! Yo, belly on up to the Wixit word salad buffet. Who has light vinaigrettes? It's behind the Jugger Ranch.
Then charges back up, and once it becomes like etherically displaced again, you start to see it charge up throughout a cycle. And
Thank you everyone for watching. I've had a great night tonight, and I hope you have as well. I will see you soon, possibly tomorrow, but definitely on Friday. Remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat Earth.
Fight the flat, 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 fight the flat.
Hi, my name's Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
I'm a dumb flat earther, and I don't understand science.
Level.